In these very strange times that we're in at the moment, no forces sport is happening today. We should have been at the Inter-Services boxing this evening in Aldershot, with the Army, Navy and RAF all vying for a place to win that Inter-Services title. Sadly, of course, that's not happening, but what we can do is bring you some of the action from 12 months ago, when the Army, Navy and RAF boxers all came together in Portsmouth for the 2019 Inter-Services Championship. Let's relive some of that great action now at HMS Nelson.
A very warm welcome to you from us all here this evening at the gym, the very famous gymnasium here at HMS Nelson, venue for tonight's Inter-Services boxing competition, and it's been the venue here for very many years. Obviously the championship is always interdispersed between the Army and the Navy, and the Air Force have also staged it in their time as well. But this is an evening we've been looking forward to for an awfully long time, and I'm sure from an Army perspective they've been looking forward to it for the last 12 months, because obviously 35 years is an awfully long time for the Royal Navy to have been without the championship. They won it obviously 12 months ago. Joining me alongside me, and obviously Ches Nihill, you've just been hearing from Ches, who's been talking to Kath there. He's joining us at the commentary position now as well. And it's also a great pleasure to welcome Robbie Matthews as well from the Royal Navy. Gentlemen, good evening, and a very warm welcome to you. Thanks for joining us and taking the time to be with us this evening tonight for our coverage. And Robbie, if I can bring you in first of all, obviously you'd much rather be out there tonight competing, wouldn't you?
Yeah, good evening, John. So, of course I would. The atmosphere tonight in HMS Nelson gym will be electric, and for all the lads who are going to be getting in there, myself and Ches have done it many times, and it's so spine-tingling every time that you walk out and you hear the crowd have your entrance music go on and get you going, and second you walk out, the crowd gives you that right buzz.
Welcome to HMS Nelson's Combat Service Elite Boxing Championship. Permission to carry on the show. Yes, please. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome tonight's boxers. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem. Seated and put your hands together for the boxers. Ladies and gentlemen, the choral drums. Ladies and gentlemen, HMS Nelson, volunteer back
together at a very short notice. It's a 69-kilo welterweight special contest between Nathan Hall of the Royal Air Force, a corporal based at RAF Odium, he's a PTI there, and Marine Kieran Chapman of the Royal Marines from 4-3 Commando, based up at Faz Lane, and he actually comes from Southampton. So, Robbie, I don't suppose he's got too many supporters here tonight.
Well, obviously I've got to support him, but being a Portsmouth lad myself, I still with a touchy subject. However, you know, Kieran's a good lad. I don't know a great deal about him because he's new on the team this year. However, he's keen, he's hungry, he wants to box on this level. He wants to box here next season on this very show. And I know he's up against Nathan Hall tonight, who I believe the Air Force were going to be putting in at 69 kilograms, but he's been out of the ring for a couple of years. So rather than chucking him in now, going to test him for the next year and then put him in for the next year's contest as well.
Yeah, Nathan is only 19 years old, so he's probably the youngest boxer here this evening. You know, I gathered talking to the RAF earlier on, he's, you know, they didn't think he was quite ready for you know, to go into the championship, but this is a fantastic opportunity, in fact, for both boxers really to show what they can do. Yeah, like you say there, John, just a fantastic opportunity to be able to box on a bill, even though it's not for a championship point. Obviously, they're both fit boxers. One's a PTI, one's a Marine, so I'm sure it's going to make for an exciting fight. They're both going to want to impress, so I'm looking forward to it. Well, we haven't got much longer to wait now because both the men are waiting to come out and take their place in the ring here. And I'm very pleased to say there's not too many spare seats around the gymnasium here, and the atmosphere once we get started is going to be absolutely electric. And they're just waiting now to come out. There is some flash photography here as well, just to warn you, obviously, as the boxers come out as part of the special effects. So Nathan Hall of the Royal Air Force, he will be going into the red corner. Kieran Chapman of the Royal Navy, the Royal Marines, will be going into the blue corner. Both of them very confident young chaps. I was talking to them a little bit earlier before, obviously when they first got here, and both really looking forward to this contest, both really looking forward to getting stuck in, and as we said, making a name for themselves, because that's what this opportunity is really all about for them tonight. Both boxers look excited. They're both going to be nervous. It's the first bout of the night. This might be the biggest show they've ever boxed on, so nerves are going to be through the roof. And at the moment, it's all about controlling that and you know, keeping on the game plan. Do you remember your first fight then? I guess it's never forgotten really, the first time you stepped into the ring.
No, I was 11 years old when I first stepped into the ring, and I still remember it like it was yesterday. However, like we were saying before, these shows are massive. My first ever combines fight was the same night as Ches in this very hall in 2013, and it's just a different level of excitement about the place.
Special 69-kilogram contest contested over 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing in the red corner, representing the Royal Air Force, Corporal Hall. Introducing in the blue corner, representing the Royal Navy, Marine Chapman.
So Kieran Chapman, 23 fights he's had, 8 wins so far in his career. Nathan Hall, 25 bouts, 15 wins. So both of them, despite their young ages, Kieran Chapman only 22. They've still already got quite a few fights behind them, and so they're not going to be overawed by this experience, either of them.
No, that's it, but they're both going to be up for it. In this first round, it could be cagey or it could be explosive. They're going to want to work each other out, and we'll see what they're going to do now.
I think it's exciting to see Nathan, because generally as a rule the Air Force only enter lads into competitions who have got good pedigree.
Yeah.
So they're obviously excited about him, and being 19 years old, he's got a long time ahead of him.
Yeah, and he looks like a confident boxer, getting involved at the minute, but...
some good opening exchanges from both.
Yeah. They both mean business. They both want to stamp their authority, and at the minute, it's there's nothing in it. Some
Nice left hand there from Hall.
The RAF man's wanting to counter. The man in blue looking to trigger and go. It's a lovely body shot by the man in blue there.
Yeah, Chapman making a good early impression in these first few moments of the first round. About a minute gone so far. Three minute rounds here. That's another good set of combinations there from Chapman.
Kieran's looking really keen on getting in. I would just like to see him go off on the angle a little bit more. It's quite a straight line, so it can be quite easy to pick off for the man in red.
Yeah, Nathan, he's waiting to counter, isn't he? He's countering, he's trying to land that bolo and that lead hook.
I wonder what these two are learning about each other in these opening minutes. That's a good combination again from Chapman. Got a punch to the head there on Hall.
They're both using the triggers and the feints well, and it's just about who wins the exchange, and there's not a lot in it. It's good shots landed.
There.
Yeah,
that's the best punch so far.
Good
thrown
shots
by Hall.
landed by the RF man.
Refereeing this is Phil Reynolds. This first contest of the evening.
Phil last season entered the novices in the core championships. I believe he might have lost in the final, but I had to have a word with him afterwards. I'm not sure he went for the safety of refereeing into boxing himself, but he really enjoyed it. He loved it, and obviously we see him back reffing tonight.
Again, this is a big night for all the officials this evening, of course, all around the ring doing the scoring. 2.5 minutes. We've got 30 seconds or so left in this first round. Pretty even Stevens so far.
I think I just want to see Kieran do a little bit more work. He started fast. However, Red's sort of trying to hold he's chasing the pace at the minute.
Yeah, it's a close round. I'd say the RAF man, he's countering well. The Navy boys, he's being a bit more patient now.
Last 5 seconds.
Good shot there from Kieran. Good work again.
Good exchange by both boxers.
Yeah, and
exciting way to finish the first round.
Hall really felt that. I think that first punch there that Hall really felt from Chapman, but he countered really well at the end of that first round. So, pretty even Steven then.
Tough. I won't want to be a judge right now.
We all stand there and we all think we've done the best we can in the ring, but the judges do have a hard time.
Yeah.
There's a very even bout a lot through the round. I think the first start, Kieran came out a bit faster. However, Nathan in the red corner started to control the pace a little bit more. However, when it's that close, all it takes is the clackers to go in the last 10 to really put that stamp on the round. And I think Kieran done that little bit of work at the end, which could have drawn the judges' attention.
Yeah, it's one of those. When it's neck and neck like that, sometimes you that last clackers, that last 10, to get a couple of eye-catching shots, and that could win the round. But round 2 now, so we'll see what happens.
Seconds out, and away we go. So these boys both have a measure of each other now. They know what they're all about, and they both know they can throw punches and they can land good punches as well.
That's it, and they'll have instructions now from the corner. The corner of the game, a bit of a game plan now, judging off the first round. So they'll have a game plan now. They'll be trying to execute. Good shot
there.
Hall gets a good one in.
Oh,
and again,
two good shots from Red. Kieran just needs to hold his composure now.
RAF man is controlling the beginning of the bout quite well. Some clean shots there. Both boxers. Oh.
Hall again, just jabbing away, and Chapman countering.
There's a nice variety of shots going in. They're both waiting to pick their shots, and they're not just throwing straight. They're going for bolos, body shots, uppercuts to the head, lead hooks.
Yeah, there's not a lot of ways to work from either lad, which is good to see.
Yeah.
Bit of blood coming from the nose of Red now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if he's not been in the ring for a while, he's not had that feeling. So hopefully Kieran will be able to push on now and hopefully take the heart from him.
Yeah, Hall is cut. He's got a nosebleed.
Both boxers waiting to counter. That was good. That shot was caught well by the Navy man. Well defended. Good shield.
Uppercut coming in there from Hall, or from onto Chapman. Coming up to 1 minute and 50 seconds of this second round here in this 69 kilo welterweight special contest. Nathan Hall of the Royal Air Force, Kieran Chapman of the Royal Navy, Royal Marines. Chapman from 4-3 Commando, based at Faz Lane on the Clyde, but from Southampton, and he has brought some support with him here tonight. I'm sure all the Navy boys are getting behind him anyway.
Absolutely, you can see the fitness in the Marine now. You know, nothing's phased him. He's still there. I would say the RAF man, you know, the nose is bloody. He is starting to look a bit tired. He was very sharp beginning of this round, but he's starting to look like he could be tiring slightly.
Yeah, the referee is just cleaning that that nose up, and this will give Chapman. 3 Chapmans in the Royal Navy, Royal Marines team. None of them related, I gather.
None of them are related, but it's not the most usual name either. So I had to check tonight. They're not related, but they're not.
But yeah,
all not being phased. Into the last few seconds of this second round.
No, they both just want to land that. They want to finish on that clean shot, and neither of them found it.
Although Hall, I think he felt he got a clean shot in there. Maybe that was just after the bell. That second round, obviously the cuts to Hall has maybe given Chapman a slight advantage. I don't know. It's so difficult to call, isn't it?
I think psychologically it could give him an edge. However, I do think that Red was a bit stronger that round. He controlled the pace a lot. Doesn't look too phased with a bit of blood. And Chapman, like Ches was saying a minute ago, he's got the fitness. He just needs to really leave it in the ring tonight now.
Yeah, where a close bout like that, if I was the coach in the corner, I'd be saying to both boxers, you need to win the round to win the fight. So I'm expecting an exciting round there from both of them. Because even though, yeah, the RAF, I think, in my opinion, won the first, the second could have been either or. So I'd say, you know, whoever wins this round is going to win the fight, I'd say.
And all will be revealed in the next 3 minutes here. Will it be Hall? Will it be Chapman? Whoever it is, they've both given a very good account of themselves so far. As Hall defends straight away, Chapman on the offensive.
Good shot by Chapman there.
Chapman moving his head a little bit better now, so he's not in that straight line for Red just to be able to ping, and he's be able to throw a couple of decent shots in the first exchanges.
Yeah, he landed a fantastic rear hand there at the end of that combination.
And again, Chapman very much the aggressor so far in this third round, as we suspected he might be. And the blood's still pouring from Nathan Hall.
I think now the fitness in the Marine is starting to prevail now.
Obviously, Kieran's still quite a young man himself, but also it could be man versus boy, man strength. If Kieran's got a bit of strength, a bit of fitness, then also with the red corner's nose, it could really take it out of him. And if Kieran's got that confidence, he can push it through and really put a dominance on this last round.
Yeah. He just has to land the clean shots now,
which we haven't seen so far, and all credit to Hall for that.
Both boxers trying to pick their shots.
And good bit of aggression there from Hall. Good combinations. He's still going for it.
Thought Chapman there was keeping the range nicely, but then the RAF man did find a punch at the end of it.
It's good their movement there, straight away outside, trying to counter with that shot.
They're both going to be sensing the end of the round is near. They're going to want to empty the tanks now.
We are into the last minute of this we'll be into the last minute of this contest. They really are going for it. Getting a bit scrappy out there, but that's probably to be expected at this stage in the contest.
Yeah. Chapman just needs to keep his head now. He doesn't want to get reckless coming towards the end of the fight. He needs to be clean. But the RAF boxer is counter-punching very well.
Yeah. And he is scoring points here.
Yeah.
And of course, that is what counts. Literally the last 30 seconds of this first contest of the night, and a good combination there from Chapman.
Chapman's doing the right thing here now. He knows he's only got a little bit left of the round. He needs to just leave it in there. And that little bit extra work rate could be the thing that sways the belt.
Yeah, he needs to pick his moment, you know, get behind the jab and follow his combination off the jab. But the RAF man, credit to him, he's counter-punching, he's got good boxing skills. Some punches landed nicely there.
And we're into the last few seconds here. Who is going to win this opening contest?
Red being very clever there, just to tie up his man. He knows he's the end of the round's there.
There it is, it's all over. And a great contest to open this evening. Big applause from all around the ring here at the HMS Nelson Gym. And credit to both men for a really spirited contest there. And it's difficult to say which way this one is going to go. I've got a feeling it might just be going to the man in the dark blue vest tonight in the blue corner, Chapman. But we will see.
I think the only real clear round was probably the second round. I think Red had a good second round. He looked dominant throughout the first and the third. I'd probably say that Kieran could have edged them. However, if judges have given one to the other, then Red will take the bout. But
yeah, it's one of those. It's very competitive bout throughout, and I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to a split. But we'll see what the
judges come up with.
Came to.
So it's gone to Nathan Hall by a split decision. Yeah. And maybe was that because the quality of he was actually getting the higher quality punches through?
Yes, they were both landing good shots. It was one of those. I thought it was a round apiece going into the last round, and you couldn't really call it. The RAF man did land some good counter punches towards the end, as Robbie said. In the last 10, when the clackers went, he tied up the Navy man, the Marine, should I say? And yeah, he got the win by split decision. But both men should hold their heads high. A really good bout to start the night.
It was a good bout to start the night, and I think it sets us up well for an excellent evening of boxing here in Portsmouth. And very shortly, both men will be talking to Kath Brazier to give us their view from what it was like in the ring. And just making sure we get both boxers into the ring, into the interview area together as they shake hands with each other. And
count necessarily towards tonight, but a win's a win, and a good way to start competition.
Yeah, definitely. It's an absolute privilege to be able to represent the Royal Air Force. Had a tough competitor tonight, Kieran Chapman, representing the Royal Navy. So I think we put on a good fight to start the show, and hopefully there's been more to come.
I imagine you echo sentiments there, Kieran.
Yeah, basically echo what he said. Nice show to be on, and boxed a good kid, did really well. Outboxed me, so I played with him. Wish him the best.
Okay, boys, go and enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you very much. Cheers.
For each of the boxers there, and I think we've said it before, both of you, that it takes a huge amount of courage to jump into the ring, doesn't it? At any level that you are fighting at, to go in there and compete, and they've done a great job tonight, those two.
Yeah, I think that both lads show great courage in there. Myself and Ches being different ends of the weight categories. For me, it's getting in and working hard. There's a lot more punches thrown, so it's not quite as nervy. I'm not really too scared about getting a big shot or getting knocked out or anything like that. Where Ches being at the other end could be a lot cagier, because all it takes at that sort of weight is one shot can change a whole bout. So any of these lads tonight, it's all got to be a lot of courage to be shown.
Okay, well, waiting now for the second bout of the evening, and this is the start of the Inter-Services, the Combined Services Elite Boxing Championships 2019. Bantamweight contest at 56 kilos between Lance Corporal Shamin Khan of the Army and SAC Ricky Lyon of the Royal Air Force. And well, it's difficult to know which way this one is going to go. Obviously, Ches, you know Shaka very well indeed. We've already spoken about him this evening. And what sort of frame of mind will he be in? Bearing in mind that Lion beat him in the semi-finals last year.
So there's, Lion beat Shaka last year in the semi-finals. However, Shaka, because of the character he is, he's very laid back. He's a placid individual, but he's a very skillful boxer. Everyone who knows Shaka and knows boxing knows Shaka because of his sort of dancing feet within the ring. He'll be relaxed. He'll want to enjoy it tonight, but he will definitely want to be putting right what he thought went wrong last year. So, there's a lot of stuff he's been working on in the gym, and hopefully we're going to see him display that tonight.
And Ricky Lion, well... Lion already has proved himself as a really high-quality fighter as they both come into the ring now. Question I've always wanted to know, gentlemen, about this: who chooses the music when the boxers come into the ring? Is it the boxers themselves?
I don't know if it's the boxers themselves this year.
So 56 kilos bantamweight, Shamim Khan, who's from Luton, 65 bouts to his name. He's won 44, lost 21 in his career so far, against SAC Ricky Lion, who is 25 years old, from St Helens on Merseyside, 42 bouts. He's won 23 and lost 19. And of course we should remind you, of course, now that this fight could decide the Inter-Services title this evening. Every fight involving the Army, they only have to win one of the bouts that they're involved in tonight to win that title back. But it's about a lot more than that this evening, I can assure you, because it's about individual pride, individual everything this evening as we get underway in this first round of the three-minute rounds here in this bantamweight contest. Khan in the red, Lion in the light blue.
Good start from Shamim Khan. You can see he's been working on his southpaw tactics. He's feinting with the left hand and he's coming through with the rear hand, the straight rear hand.
Yeah,
as he just displayed there. Yeah,
fighting a southpaw in Lion. He'll be a slippery customer. Khan's stance has always interested me because his legs seem much further apart than you would expect normally.
Yeah, they are, and that's because he's such a nimble. With Shaka, you don't know if he's going to go left, if he's going to go right, push forward, push backwards, but he can do it all. He's just turning up on the night. Like I said, we've been practicing the tactics in the gym for a southpaw, and so far he's been executing those tactics so far this round.
He has done well. Lion, who's from based at RF Bryce Norton, he's a firefighter, 25 years old. He's about to go to Akrotiri in Cyprus. If you're watching over there in the Eastern Mediterranean tonight, he's about to hit RAF Akrotiri, but not before he's done the business this evening for the RAF, with Khan doing the business for the Army.
Good shots there from Lion.
Good shot. Yep.
He's just finding his range a little bit. When Shaka moves, he's so hard to pin down. However, when he holds his feet, Ricky can get that little bit of success through.
We've not seen too many punches so far in this first round. Khan gets one in there, just a touch with a jab.
Sometimes when you have two tricky customers, it can make a bit of a negative fight, but I don't think that's what we've seen so far. I've seen, you know, both boxers are looking to commit with the shots, and it's an exciting first round.
And Lyon's got a couple of jabs in there. Khan replies.
Lovely rear hand by Shaka Khan there. Ricky Lyon just trying to pin his man down. Shaka moving round, circling round.
You can really see Shaka enjoying himself here. He's got a smile on his face. He's enjoying what he's doing in there as well. And everything seems to be working at the minute. Look at that movement, straight out, and send his lad flying through the ropes.
Yeah. I think both boxers are enjoying it. I really do.
Very slippery customer, Shaka, and so far I'm happy with what I'm seeing. As a coach on the Army team now, we've been working on the rear hand, the straight rear hand, rather than it being a hook, and it's been working well so far.
Into the last 15, 17 seconds of this first round. Even so far, both of them getting some scoring punches in, but nothing really to suggest that this is going to be anything other than a really tight contest as the bell goes right now. End of a really good first round, really tight, nothing between them.
No, I think Shamin won the first minute, and then after that it was very, very punch for punch. Exciting first round, really good.
So what's going to be said in the corners at the moment? If you were in Shamin's corner at the moment, what would you be saying to him?
Don't get it.
Fair enough. That's a good answer, Jez. But you know.
I think over in the opposite corner, they might want to try and get Ricky to go twice. There's a lot of times when he's thrown his first phase and Shaka's so slick. If he just steps in that next time and throws a second phase, he might get a little bit more success. As it stands, Shaka's getting that movement around him on the outside, and Ricky's really trying to find it hard to pin him down.
Yeah, the tactics, you know, jokes aside, the tactics for Shamin last season, he was on his feet too much. We want him to plant his feet, let the rear hand go, use the feints with the jab and lead hook, let the rear hand go and then move. And he was doing that well in the first round, so let's see what the second round does.
Away we go in this second round of this bantamweight contest, fixed 56 kilos. Khan in the red, Lyon in the light blue.
Ricky Lyon going more on the front foot, trying to get Shaka on the ropes or in the corner. He landed a nice shot there.
That was a good one.
That's what I was talking about. Better going second. Shaka's always going to move. He needs to be there ready waiting to throw his shots. And it's not a big shot he's landed, but it's very obvious because of Shaka's movement. It's very clear when he does get caught.
He just needs to be careful there at times. You know, it only takes a split second to switch off. And with these guys at this weight that punch lightning fast, you can give away a shot. And one shot at this level can determine a fight.
Lyon, of course, who is the defending champion here at this weight, 56 kilos. He also won the title in 2015 as well, so he's been around a long time at this level. 42 fights to his name against Khan, who has 65 bouts to his name as well. They're really getting stuck in now, these two.
Yeah, Shamin's quite a veteran on the Army team. He's boxed in Combine Services probably nearly 10 times. Ricky Lyon, not quite as much experience as Shaka, but on paper, both their records are quite similar in the win-to-loss ratio. Tricky, good fight.
It's still nothing between them, really, as we approach the 2-minute mark in this second round.
It's a little bit better from Ricky there. He's waiting to go. When Shaka's thrown, he's good to go to punish the work.
Yeah. Ricky Lyon is sort of waiting in the counter. He's had a bit of success. Shaka's more on the front foot this round. Still very, very close. It's a good shot. Oh, Lyon. Good shots landed by both men.
Yeah, Lyon got the first one in and Khan straight away replying. It's really neck and neck, so close this bout. Around half a minute left in this second round.
I'd like to see Shaka maybe straighten up his lead hand a bit more.
He's certainly dancing around the ring, living up to his name as Shaka. Shaka.
Both men will be censoring, sensing the end of the round is near.
That was a good one from Khan, and Lyon felt it. Last 5 seconds.
It's a good little check hook there from Ricky.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's not left it a little bit too little too late, but that's a very good round. It's a good advert for amateur boxing. Both rounds so far, and it makes it very interesting last round.
I think what I thought was really interesting there was that Khan was on the attack, but Lyon was biding his time and catching him at the end of when he'd thrown his punches.
Yeah, Ricky Lyon had a good bit of success there in the middle of the round, sort of counter-punching Shaka. The end of the round, both men were landing shots. Ricky Lyon landed a good counter-punch. Shaka landed a shot just before the end bell. Another really close fight. And I don't really like to repeat myself, but I'd say similar to the first fight, if I was in the corner, I'd be saying you need to win this round to win the fight to both men.
Well, we're going to see very shortly how that's going to go, but it really is as close as we expected. This opening championship bout, as we head now for the third and final round. Remember, 3 minutes, three 3-minute rounds here in this competition. Coming to you live here on the Forces Network, direct from Portsmouth this evening from the Royal Navy's HMS Nelson gym.
I think when Shaka gets excited, sometimes he throws more hooks than straights, but with Ricky Lyon, that right rear hand will land every time. I'd want him to keep it straight.
And
his
again,
corner team are saying that. So slippery.
This might just be putting him ahead at this stage. Khan's got to produce something a bit special.
The single shot from Rookie isn't the one that's going to work. He needs to put that a little bit more in afterwards. Shaka's always going to go, so he's got to try and pin him down and put the shots in when he can.
Shaka Khan just keeping out of the way of the punches for now. Both men are, to be honest. Oh, good shot landed by Shaka Khan.
Yeah.
Lovely shot.
Good little reply from Ricky.
And there was a wry smile there on Khan's face there. He enjoyed that. And again, both of them.
Good shots from Ricky, but that's where he needs to really put that pressure on. He's landed a good shot. He needs to put a second phase on top of it to really keep Shaka where he is and land those good shots.
Good shots landed by both men. I'd like to see Shaka keep it straight. It's very, very exciting last round.
This is really excellent stuff. Great combinations from both boxers there.
Good work from both men.
Lyon goes in again. He's much more on the offensive this time. Maybe both fighters sensing they've got to, produce something special at the end to maybe separate them. 1 minute and 40 seconds gone. So we're just over halfway through this final round in this bantamweight contest. 56 kilos here. Khan in the red, Lyon in the light blue.
This is it. It's, they're both sensing the last minute of the last round coming in. They're deep into the fight now. Exciting times. They're both found their rhythm. They're both letting the shots go. I'm just glad I'm ringside watching it.
That's a good one from Khan. Got in there. Lyon having to defend slightly, but he's coming back again. Flailing arms there from Khan.
It's clever, experienced work from Shaka there as well. Ricky's trying to get on the offensive, and Shaka ties him up, and he can't get his work off.
Good shots there.
The 2015 and 2018 champion. It's on a knife edge, this fight. It really is, as we're into the last 20 seconds of this contest.
Both men are going to want to land with a clean shot, so it's going to be exciting when the last 10 clackers go.
And if they do get a clean shot in, that could be the one that wins it.
That's a good shot from Ricky.
And Lyon's got it. But Khan saying that he slipped, but he's taking account.
Shamin lost his balance there, but it was for a shot, so I don't think he was hurt, but it was to the standing count.
That's the end of the contest. A terrific fight, really terrific contest from both boxers here.
Yeah, I think Shaka at the end there, he touched down, but unfortunately, however, it wasn't a big shot, it was balanced. He has touched down from the shot, so it will count as the knockdown.
We were saying that there had to be a big punch. Is that the one that might have done it for the RAF man?
Well, this is it. It's been very nip and tuck. Up to that point, I was edging towards Shaka. I think his work, it was a little bit trickier. Ricky was very good on the front foot. However, Shaka is so hard to catch. His movement, like Ches was saying, he was getting excited and getting a little bit hooky, but the time he was working, throwing his shots, it was good. However, that little bit at the end,
and he took a count. He took a standing count.
Yeah, it was one of those. Just as I said, the last 10 people always get excited in the last round, and Shaka just lost his balance there, got caught with a shot, went down. You know, he wasn't hurt, but the shot did make him touch the canvas. So, you know, it is a count.
Here we go. And Lyon has got it. Well, that last punch there, was that the decider? We suggested it might be.
Yeah, and it may have just swayed it. Very good contest by both boxers. Hats off.
Yeah, hats off to both men. Terrific performance from both of them. Just emphasising the quality we have at this level in forces boxing here. A terrific bout between those two, but it has gone to Lyon. He retains his title. That's his third Inter-Services title. 2015, 2018, and now 2019 Services champion at 56 kilos. Congratulations to Ricky Lyon. And very shortly we'll have the presentation, which will be made. And then we'll be hearing from both boxers with Kath Brazier. So, 2 bouts down. Royal Navy still in it.
Well, that was exactly the start we needed. Like I was saying, I was probably edging towards red, so that little shot at the end, it shows at this level it can be just a little bit of switching off. It can be a little bit of getting too excited. Shaka's a veteran of the sport. He's been around for a long time. He'll be very disappointed with how it's ended, and I think he can be disappointed with not getting it. However, a big turning point in that last clacker. I think if he hasn't touched down there, I think he's got the belt.
Yeah, I'd agree. Shaka, you know, like Robbie just said there, and like I've said, he's a veteran of the sport, a veteran of the army team. Regardless of the decision, he should still hold his head high. But it was, I think, all on that last 10.
It really was, and it just goes to show you have to go right to the final bell.
Yeah, it was deep in the fight, and when it's close like that, it can be one shot that makes a difference.
I mean, this will be fantastic for Lyon. You know, he's come here once again. He's defended his title. He heads off to RAF Akrotiri now. He's about the smallest firefighter I think I've ever seen in the British military.
He just lost his trophy there as well.
Yeah.
I think it's the same size as him, so I think he's probably struggling with the size a little bit.
Okay, both men will be talking to Kath Brazier in just a few moments' time. Just getting themselves ready.
A really, really great start to start the competitive part of the night, and congratulations to Ricky, another win for you.
Yeah, thank you. It's a good bout. He's very tricky. Like last year, the same. It's very awkward to watch, but happy to get the win.
I know that it was a repeat of last year's semi-final. Does that help if you know your opponent, or do you want the unexpected?
It can do, but I don't really look into it, to be honest. They can change, because he got to me last year. I was expecting he might have come forward a lot more this time. So it doesn't really make a difference, it's just as it comes.
And Shaka, what have you got to say about your opponent here?
Listen, he trained right, obviously, and got the win, and can't take that away from him. Close bout, probably shouldn't have slipped last third round because it was quite close. But listen, you're the best in the league, especially in the rounds coming up. So yeah, smash.
And Shaka, you've got a great way of boxing, a very open face. You're tempting him in there. Is that all part of it?
No, that's just, listen, that's my style. I'll go in there and I enjoy it, and that's me showing me enjoying the sport.
I know that obviously so that could have been a win, but either way, the army has still got a lot to fight for.
Yeah, well, I think we've only got like 1-2 wins to take the trophy back. Listen, weighed in and didn't get a bout tonight. So just want to, if you can put your hands together for Ben Rees-Davies, our 64 kilo. So Josh Woods, our super heavy, and our very own Frankie Moran, 86. So yeah, listen, hands together for them, please.
Great, thanks a lot, Shaka, and Ricky, congratulations.
Thank you.
Cheers, boys.
Well, congratulations to both boxers, terrific performance, and congratulations particularly to Ricky Lyon, who retains his Inter-Services 56 kilo bantamweight belt in what was, I'm sure you'd agree, a terrific contest. Well, next up here on the bout this evening, our third bout of the evening, the second championship bout. It's at lightweight, 60 kilos, Corporal Jordan Bracken of the Army against SAC Kieran Bailey of the Royal Air Force.
Trying to go over there, else I have to lead it back up.
So here we are then for bout number 3 in the ring. This is the final bout before the interval here. Tonight we've got 7 bouts altogether. We've had obviously the first 2. SAC Kieran Bailey, he is the champion, the current champion, defending 60 kilogram champion from RAF Waddington. He's a Gen Tech up there, 23 years old, began boxing when he was just 14 years old, but this is his 11th year as a boxer from Middleton. 66 bouts, 137, lost 29, up against Lance Corporal Jordan Bracken from the Army. Kieran Bracken, or Jordan Bracken I should say, a Yorkshireman. He's from Barnsley. Bailey, of course, who won his semi-final against Raheen Ali of the Royal Navy. So Bailey's already been in the ring here just 48 hours ago, and that'll be interesting to see at the fitness level, maybe whether that might count towards the end of the third round, but we'll have to wait and see. This is going to be another really close match here. Biggest achievement for Bracken, the UCAF development champion. He's lost 12, won 15 of his 27 bouts, and away we go into this first round.
Yeah, on paper, Bailey, he's a more experienced boxer of the two. He's been in some quite major tournaments, but Jordan Bracken, you know, he's a southpaw, he's tricky, and he's up and coming, so should make for a good fight.
After the ring walk, when the boxers were stood in the for the ring parade, Kieran didn't take his eyes off Jordan Bracken the whole time. He looked very confident, stood there, and he's got the experience of being in this arena before. However, Jordan doesn't look out of his depth at all. He looks very composed at the minute, and he looks like a very tricky customer.
If you're just joining us for the first time, it's live coverage here from HMS Nelson Gym in Portsmouth of the 2019 Inter-Services Boxing Championships. John Knighton here commentating alongside me. I've got Robbie Matthews from the Royal Navy, Ches Nihel from the Army. Good start here from Bracken, and a really good punch there from Bailey.
Yeah, double scorer there by both men. Really, really clean punches being landed.
It's a lightweight contest at 60 kilos.
Kieran's a very tricky customer as well. He knows what he wants to do all the time, but Jordan stood there, he's got a good jab on him, and he's not letting Kieran have enough time to think about what he wants to do.
Yeah, Jordan, he landed the lead hook there. You know, southpaws have that advantage of the lead hook and the rear hand coming from different angles. But, you know, Bailey's, he's been round the block, so he's not going to be the first southpaw you would have boxed against.
He's one of the most experienced boxers here tonight. 66 bouts to his name, 137 of them. Silver medalist at the UCAF Haringey Box Cup, elite silver medalist there, and UCAF defending champion, as we said, and a junior ABA semi-finalist as well. So he's got plenty to his name, much the more experienced of the two. That could count later on, but Bracken has done well here, countering well, and he got a couple of good punches in there too.
I think Kieran's had a bit of success with that lead hook. However, every time he holds his feet and he stands in the same place, Jordan's very keen to come back with a straight shots and catch him. Another good hook there from Kieran.
Both men are landing eye-catching shots, you know, a couple of times here. Both their chins have been rattled a bit. No one's been hurt, but they're landing tough shots, decent shots.
If one of those came through unopposed, we might see a knockout here, but at the moment, these two are really going for it. Approaching the end of the first round, just 15 seconds left in this first round here. As Bracken goes in for it again, defended well by Bailey.
Clackers to the last 10. Both men want to finish clean.
Which they do. The end of a really good, tight first round. Even perhaps Bailey just slightly edging that one.
I think I've got to agree with that. I think that his lead hook was a bit of an eye-catching shot. However, Jordan's nowhere near out of this. It just shows a hard decision that the judges ringside have got tonight. The quality so far in all three bouts has been superb. I think Kieran's experience should be able to shine through. In his corner now, they should be talking to him and give him his game plan. If he can execute it, then he should be in with a good chance.
Phil Reynolds, once again, is, by the way, the referee for this contest. The previous one was refereed by Stu Mann. We've also got Ray Morley here as well from the RAF, who is a really experienced referee. He'll be in the ring at the beginning of the second part of the contest, but Phil Reynolds officiating the contest here as we move into the second round. Bracken against Bailey. Bailey in the light blue, Bracken in red, coming out of the red corner. And
yeah, both men would have been given tactics in the corner after the first round. They're both going for it.
A massive asset that the Army team have is experience in the corner. With James Allen, the head coach, he's been there himself. He's won the ABA championships. He's been in this arena many times on this stage. He's very experienced, and the knowledge he'll be able to pass on to Jordan tonight, it will be
absolutely invaluable. Absolutely invaluable.
Yeah. It's second to none.
But Bailey's got that confident look about him, just biding his time.
Both men just tying each other up now. Jordan's rushing in a little bit here. I'd like him to find his range a bit better.
And this will suit Bailey, the way this is going at the moment.
It's getting torn into quite a fight now. Both men, you see a slight bit of fatigue. Good shots there.
Oh yes, good one.
Good work there from Kieran.
And another one.
The RAF man's landing clean here.
I think the experience can be shown through now. He's really keeping his head, but as Jordan's thrown there, he's not scared to take the fight to him either.
Yeah, he's inside, he's holding with one hand, he's hitting with the other, and he's not afraid to mix it up. Really good competition.
And this once again showing how good these RAF boxers here tonight. The RAF, real quality in their competitors, their men. Surely it's only going to be a matter of time before they have enough to make a real challenge for this title themselves, the way they're going. But that was a good reply there from Bracken. Again, Bailey gets a jab in and a hook.
going back to the quality of the RAF lads, they do recently come back from a hot weather training camp in Tenerife, and they took many lads out there. But they're not just going to chuck anyone in. They could probably fill weight categories throughout the show tonight. However, they've only put the lads in that have got talent, and they all always give a good account of themselves.
Into the last 20 seconds or so of this second round. Again, so tight, this competition, as we've seen over so many times, over so many years. So many of these bouts go the full distance. You very rarely get knockouts at this stage. These men so well matched with each other. Excellent from both boxers there, really it opening up and towards the end of this this second round. And there goes the bell. That was a terrific round, really terrific round here, appreciated by the crowd around us, for the audience here in the gymnasium. So which way is this going to go, gentlemen?
So far, a very exciting first round, quite close. As Robbie said there, I think the RAF man's experience was starting to shine towards the end of that round, well, throughout that round, to be honest. But then Jordan Bracken did come on the front foot quite a bit there towards the end. It's still, you know, Jordan is still very much in the fight. It's great to see how competitive these bouts have been so far tonight.
Interesting just seeing the way that, as you said, the work that James is putting in at the moment on Bracken.
Yeah, James is a very, very experienced boxer. We boxed together on the Army team, and he cornered me in the combines in the ABAs last year. Bags and bags of experience.
As we head into this final round then of this contest.
Man starting strong.
Yeah, it's a good start, isn't it, from Bailey.
He started very strong and very confidently, but as we saw in the last round, bout, sorry, he's got to keep his focus the whole way through. If Red can keep the pressure on, which he's not scared to go forward and throw punches, and Bracken, if he can keep it up, then he could cause a little upset.
And Bracken is going for it. I think he realises, as you've already said, Chaz, in the previous two contests, that this final round they've really got to go for it, because it's so close. It really is so close.
They have, and even though Kieran had a strong second round, Jordan is still well up for this, and he's pushing on forward here. Oh, good shot landed by the Army man.
Yeah, he did get in there well.
It can be often a big step up from going through, from winning a UK development championships
to this level.
Stepping up to this level. However, Jordan's nowhere near out of his depth. He's really making this competitive. Kieran knows if he's got to win this, he's got to put up a really hard fight tonight. And it's really interesting. I'd say that he's catch a big left hook. Yeah. But Jordan doesn't look fazed by it. He's taken the shot, he's tied him up, he's being very clever. He's actually showing more experience than what he's actually got.
Yeah, he is. He's tied him up there. He took a clean shot there. He tied him up, and you know, he's trying to rough him up on the inside. Both men, they're leaving it all in there.
There really are no quarter being given in this bout. It really is exciting stuff. It really is close. But that was a terrific punch there from Bailey that could again be a game changer here. As Bracken comes again. Bailey being told to keep his head up. As Bracken really going for it. He really is in these last few seconds into the last minute of this contest.
Really good work right here from Jordan. If he can keep this up, he could be able to take this round. And the first round was very tight, could have gone either way. Kieran probably had second, but as it's going with the work rate from red corner, although blue's work is probably more clinical, if the judges want to see work rate and the punches thrown, he's definitely doing a good account of himself.
Yeah, it's his first year in UCAF champs. He's really going to want to hold a good account of himself. So this last round, he's coming forward and he's giving it his all.
Well, he really has given a great account of himself. Win or lose here, and it could go either way into the last 10 seconds here. And it really is that close. It's so close.
There's the clackers. Good shots landed by Jordan Bracken.
And has he done enough? He may have done enough in that last round. Bailey thinks he's won it, but we will see.
I think overall the whole bout, I think Kieran showed his experience and his classy work a little bit more. So I would give it to Blue Corner for that bout. However, Red's given a brilliant account of himself. He's worked hard, he's left it in the ring, and he's really given the judges something to think about.
Ches, you'll be really proud of him there for that performance.
Yeah, I literally just about to say that, John. You know, Jordan walked in the Army Boxing Team gym not too long ago. He's come on leaps and bounds. He's held a really good account of himself in that fight, regardless of which way a decision goes. And I'm really proud of how he really fought in that last round. You know, there's some clean shots landed there, and to keep digging in, it's tough.
Well, Kieran Bailey really believes it's his. And he's proved right. Kieran Bailey retains his title as the UK Armed Forces 60-kilogram lightweight champion here at these Inter-Services Championships. But as we said, terrific performance from the challenger tonight. If we have a most gallant boxer at the end, it could well be Jordan Bracken.
Yeah, it could be. He fought his heart out there. I agree with the decision. Bailey's experience just showed there, as Robbie said. But Jordan was never out of the fight. But it doesn't take a lot between a loss and a win. You know, like I say, it can just be two clean punches that can tell the difference. Just because it's not a split doesn't mean it's not a close fight. And Jordan, he done himself really proud there.
He really did, and great experience for him, obviously, to come in at this level and do so well. You know, again, it's another example of how the Army system bringing these great young boxers through.
I think the Navy have been very jealous over the Army for years, the manpower they can draw from. But also the RAF, they're bringing through the good lads. All three lads have got a young, eager, keen, willing to go and put up a good fight.
As Bracken receives his.
Like Robbie said earlier on, the RAF team, they never enter a full team, but the boys they do enter are always very good, and that's why recent years they've always been walking away with one or two champions. Good display of boxing there, and it will be good in future when they can fill a full team, and it will be competitive. You know, it will be a competitive triangle for this tournament.
Let's hear from both boxers now, shall we?
Well, that was a fantastic fight, boys. Kieran, another win for the RAF.
Yeah, both of us won last year. Me and Ricky Lyon come here today and do the same thing. We're ecstatic.
Now you're captaining the side this year, so how important is it? How do you sort of motivate the guys as they come up to an event like this?
Motivating the guys, to be fair, we don't have to do much. We're all self-motivated kind of people. We all know what we've got to do. We're all boxing's a lonely sport. You know, it's a team sport as well, obviously, but when you get in that ring, you're on your own. So you've got to have a lot of self-motivation. So I don't really need to do much with the lads.
And one more RAF fighter to come after the break. How do you rate his chances?
Yeah, Brad Axe. He's not been in the championships before, but when I've seen him in training, I think he's got a really good chance. Really, really good chance.
Congratulations, thank you very much. Jordan, if we could just come to you briefly. First of all, a word about your opponent. A word about Kieran.
Yeah, he's got a good, strong lad. I expected it to be hard coming in because he won it last year, so I moved up from the development team. Well, took the spot and tried to win it. You know. I knew it was going to be hard. So.
I mean, the military in general and the Army in particular have got such a strong sort of history in Army boxing. How proud of you to don that red shirt?
I'm very proud to have stepped up and be able to do my part on the podium side.
And what will you do for the rest of the night, I suppose, to call the rest of the fighters?
Yeah. Obviously spectate the rest of the boxing and cheer on our lads, hopefully they'll win it.
Great. Thank you very much, Jordan. Congratulations. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will now be a short interval. The boxing will recommence at 2100. In 10 minutes' time, the raffle will be drawn, so you still have 10 minutes to get your raffle tickets. Please make sure you are at your seat when the raffle is drawn.
So while Adrian Ronnie Barker there is doing his duties as the MC here, very shortly we will take a bit of a break ourselves here, our transmission. There's a half-hour interval now. Just to tell you that, of course, Ben Rhys-Davies, Lance Corporal Ben Rhys-Davies of the Army Welsh International, had the walkover at 64 kilos at light welterweight, which basically gets the Army's first points on the board tonight. But gentlemen, just before we've just finished for a very quick break, just like to get your thoughts really on the first bouts that we've seen tonight. Robbie, obviously from a Royal Navy point of view, you're delighted because the Royal Air Force have done their bit so far. They've got 2 out of 2 so far in 2 excellent contests.
Yeah, this year we're relying on the Air Force a little bit to try and get a couple of points on the board so we can keep hold of it. This time last year we're in the exact same position. The same 2 lads who won this year won last year, and it really put a spanner into our works of trying to get the victory. Luckily we got through on the right side, but the bouts so far, they've all been brilliant. Even in the last bout, the experience difference wasn't really shown too much because Jordan really put a good effort in there. But the rest of it just shows the hard decisions that the officials have to judge these bouts and get the right decision on the night.
It really is a difficult decision. You're quite right, Robbie, because these contests are so close. Obviously, when we're watching the Olympics, we actually see the score going up. We don't see it at this level or in British amateur boxing, do we? And actually, in a way, it makes life much more interesting to see it evolve and to make your own thoughts, cast your own judgments, to see whether you agree with what the judges have said.
Yeah, that's it. And it's within the Army, and I'm sure it's the same with Robbie within the Navy. Even though we are the elites of our forces, we still see boxing at the grassroots levels within inter-company, inter-squadron, regiment level.
Just seeing the 3 winners so far, and of course they're all great performers, great champions. They've all done really, really well so far, and of course they're all the light blue of the Royal Air Force so far. So it's a great night for them so far. They've done absolutely nothing wrong at all, have they?
The RAF are going to be absolutely over the moon right now. What a great start tonight for them.
Obviously, one of them, the first bout of the evening. Just we can quickly go through that. That was the 69 kilos light welterweight contest with Nathan Hall beating Kieran Chapman, and we are hoping, I think, in a few moments' time to be able to talk to someone down here. I think that's going to be ended for now. So, gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for the moment. We're going to take a short break here on our coverage. We'll be back here in excellent time for the start of the next bout. And just looking down the line, it's going to be Lance Corporal Pete Love of the Army against diver Brad Chapman of the Royal Navy. He's the Navy captain. The first time the Navy will have been in the ring tonight. We're looking forward to that. That's a welterweight contest at 69 kilos, and surely it's not going to be too long before these Inter-Services Championships are graced by female boxers. The Royal Navy just a couple of weeks ago had their own very first all-female championships just across the road here from where we are tonight at HMS Temeraire. And it was a terrific success by all accounts. And of course, Army women's boxing is incredibly strong at the moment. But back here, welcome back. You've missed absolutely nothing, I can assure you, apart from the raffle which they had while you have been away. And we'll be all set very shortly for the second part of this evening's competition. I would just like to mention you, if you're wherever you're watching us this evening, all around the world. I know we've got viewers as far afield as the Falkland Islands this evening, and we've got those of you maybe tuned in Canada and maybe even further afield. Also like to mention Angela Pope, who I gather is on a beach in Antigua watching us. So good evening to you, Angela. I hope that you're enjoying the coverage tonight, as indeed all of you right here on the Forces Network. Ches and Robbie will be back with us very, very shortly. We're looking forward, of course, to the last 4 bouts of the evening. And just to bring you right up to date, in case you have missed us the first time around, the first part at the moment, 2 points for the RAF, 1 point for the Army. They had a walkover But two excellent victories for the RAS boxers in our first two bouts of the evening, and we're preparing for the next one, which will be a welterweight contest at 69 kilos between Corporal Pete Love of the Army and diver Brad Chapman of the Royal Navy. Brad, who is a local boy here, he's from Horsey Island, and he is the Navy captain, the Royal Navy captain this evening. Robbie and Ches back with us after taking a quick tea break there, and Ches obviously hearing your other half waxing lyrical about the strengths of women's boxing at the moment. And as I said, I don't think it's going to be too long before we see women gracing these championships.
Yeah, I can't wait. You know, the Navy, I know, have a lot of novice female boxers now. I actually matched one of them not so long ago with one of my inter-squadron boxers on the inter-squadron show for 27 Regiment. And yeah, I mean, in future years, even if it's just like 4 weight categories, it'll be good in years to come, and I'm confident it will happen, that the RAF will enter a full team, and that we'll have females from all 3 sides, and then it's going to make it even more competitive and even more hard to win. Yeah. And
Ebony Jones, what a talent she is.
Yeah, she's been like a whirlwind since she's come on the Army team. You know, she's already on the GB set up as a junior and a youth. First year as an elite, first year in the Army, ABA champion, GB champion. She's been to the World Championships and that now, EU Europeans, under 20, I forget what it's called, the title, but she's European under 21, I think, under 21 champion. Yeah, brilliant.
It really is, and you've got such a lot of talent as well in the Army setup as far as the women are concerned. And of course, it's great for recruitment and retention. You know, and the idea of bringing more equality into the forces. You know, women are allowed obviously in virtually every role across all 3 of the services, and why shouldn't they be able to, you know, be the best they can be in sport as well?
Definitely. You know, boxing's in a really good place, not just in amateur boxing, but in professional boxing as well. Look at Katie Taylor and Natasha Jonas and all these other girls that are turning over. And Robbie will tell you about all the novice females they have in the Navy now for service boxing. Female boxing is in a really good place.
It really is. Well, let's welcome the 2 boxers then who are going to be joining us very, very shortly. Peter Love and Brad Chapman, who'll be coming into the ring very, very shortly now to begin the 5th contest of the evening, or the 4th contest really in reality tonight, at welterweight, 69 kilos. This is a crucial fight between Love and Chapman. And you may not be able to see all around the ring, but everyone is clapping along to this song. They really are enjoying it. And sums up a terrific atmosphere here in the gymnasium tonight at HMS Nelson. Coming into the ring is Lance Corporal Pete Love of the Army from Grimsby. 46 bouts, 23 victories, 23 defeats. His biggest achievement, an Army champion. And also coming into the ring now for the Royal Navy is diver Bradley Chapman, who is the captain of the Navy team from Portsmouth, a home boy. 43 bouts, he's won 31 and lost just 14. And his biggest achievement, he says, is captaining the team. And the atmosphere really racking up here for this one.
The atmosphere in here is electric. I'm buzzing for this fight. Both men are really going to fancy this. I've got a feeling this is going to be more of a fight than a boxing match.
And what do you think?
I've got the hairs on my neck standing up. Chappers has picked the right music there, got the crowd going. He's got some good support here tonight. This is the first time the Navy got a chance to really send their voices out.
So here we go then. Brad Chapman against Pete Love. These two met not long ago, and it was Love who came out on top. Two coiled springs getting ready to get into action as they do straight away.
Both men know a lot about each other. Chappers goes forward a lot. He's got a really good engine on him. Pete does a lot of the good boxing basics. He does them really well. It's really interesting about it.
It's going to be as tight as all the other ones we've seen so far tonight. Love has scored, a narrow victory over Chapman when they last met in the ring. Chapman fought at 60 kilos last year, losing on a split decision to the RAF's Kieran Bailey. So he's gone up a couple of pounds, a couple of kilos. And it's a good start for both men, really sounding each other out.
I've been really excited about this fight. Pete Love, he's hungry boxer on the Army team. He's probably the most dedicated boxer on the Army team. Never has a cheat meal, doesn't even switch off at Christmas. He's really going to want it this year. It's his first final. But then Chapman, he's a Navy team captain. You know, he's boxed in this before. They're both going to really fancy it, and we can see that now.
And don't forget, so much at stake in this fight, because a victory for the Army man tonight will bring the title back to the Army. A victory for Chapman keeps the Navy's hopes alive of retaining the title. And it's a really good combination of punches there from Chapman. Love responding straight away. It's already shaping up to be brilliant.
Chaps will be loving how it's going so far. He loves to sit on the boxer's chest and not give Pete that much time to think. And when he does, he'll get out of range, well out of range, not getting caught, and then get back in on his chest.
Yeah, Pete Love just trying to close Chapman down. He's always quite a tight guard, likes to get in close boxer. He's getting behind his jab. Good shot landed by Pete Love there. But there's nothing in it. Both boxers giving it their all.
Instructions coming from both sides, both camps here. Good combination again from Love. And Chapman responds in kind. That's a good left there from Chapman. And again from Love too.
Chapman's working the body well. All it takes is one of those little shots to take a win right out of Pete. But Pete coming back really strong with straight shots too.
What a contest we've got.
Really exciting stuff this. Both men, variation of shots, whipping them into the body.
Into the last 20 seconds of this first round of this welterweight contest. Pete Love of the Army, Brad Chapman of the Royal Navy. Live here on the Forces Network this evening.
It's a brilliant event to this first round. There's one thing is sure, both boxers will leave it in the ring tonight.
And there goes the bell. That was terrific stuff.
Class stuff.
And you can tell the crowd here absolutely love that. Well, I wouldn't even begin to want to mark a card on that one.
Yeah, I mean, my hairs are standing up. This is class. Brilliant stuff.
I think both boxers will be actually quite happy with what they're doing. They're both getting success, both trying to get their game plans. And at stages of the fight, they're both getting their good work off. But they've both got to stay switched on, keep moving that head. For Chappers, I'd want to get him to change that angle a little bit and let's go 2 times against Pete here.
And Paul Ormston there handing out the instructions as far as his Navy man is concerned. And of course it's the first chance the Navy have had to come into the ring this evening. They've had to wait obviously until the second part for their first man. And what better a man to have in your team than your captain leading from the front. But it's so evenly poised here as we wait for the bell for the start of the second round.
Straight away from the bell again, both lads comes to meet in the middle of the ring. And I think this is what we're going to have for all the other 2 rounds left. Just toe-to-toe fighting, and whoever comes out on top, fair play to them.
I mean, Chair's absolutely right. You were saying this is a fight. It really is.
Yeah, it's what I predicted. I knew both of them got big hearts, both big characters on either team, and it's not disappointing, is it? I mean, look at the pair of them; they're going at it.
I mean, this fight would be a credit to any contest at any level, really.
100%. Lovely shot landed by Pete Love there.
This is a tough thing about these championships, that a lot of these bouts are a lot higher level than the first round of championships.
That was a good one.
Hook there from Chappers. We just need to get him to capitalise on that work afterwards.
And again, gets the left hook in there.
But both men are having their spells of success, and it's really, they're taking it in turns to give it to each other. It's a class fight.
Really
I've shared the ring with Chappers many times through sparring, and once we had to box off the Royal Navy title in this very hall. And up in Vulture, he's got a big shot at the end of the first round. He could have had it out there with a big shot. So Pete, if he does switch off, Chappers always got it in his locker.
Almost halfway through this second round here.
Chappers.
It really is terrific stuff.
Good shots landed by both men. Pete Love looking to get on the inside. Both landing shots. Nothing in it here.
Really
good body shot landed by Pete Love there.
This is amateur boxing at its very, very best. And these men working themselves almost to a standstill. Love again goes on the attack.
Yeah. This is what the Combined Services Championship's all about, fights like this. It literally is punch for punch. Brilliant stuff. Pete Love is doing nice rolling after the shots, but Chapman's doing the same thing. Chapman quite clever there.
And again, he got one in there, he got a left in.
Chappers is quite good with his bent arm shots. He just needs to follow it up with another shot and really capitalise on it.
Because Love does have a slight height advantage here, but it really is not affecting this fight at all. It is amazing stuff here. Terrific fight. Just going into the last 15 seconds of this second round.
Both men leaving it all on the line here. Brilliant fight. I'm really impressed. I'm absolutely loving this at ringside.
Again, Chapman, terrific combination at the end of that round.
As I keep saying, with the rounds that are quite close, the last little bit, when that clacker's gone, that last little final tipping point of the for the judges.
Just seeing on the vision there, that's Chapper's family there, who are obviously enjoying this as well. I'm not quite sure whether you can enjoy it too much.
It is, Dad. They
will be dead proud of what their man is doing at the moment, as indeed.
Chapper's wife has been really supportive. Last year was very tough for the two of them, as we can all vouch for making weight. She put up a lot of stuff, but this year he's been able to sort of relax out a little bit more with the extra bit of weight, and he's had a bit more time with the family. The family have moved down from Huntingdon down into Portsmouth, so it's really been good for him to have their support.
So this is the third and final round. Who knows which way this contest is going to go?
This is really exciting stuff. You know, Chapman, Navy team captain, he's going to be wanting to win his first Combined Services title. He's been in a Combined Services final before. Pete Love is second year doing the Combines. This is first time in a final on away ground when we're trying to get the Combined Services trophy back to the Army. You know,
everything hinges at the moment on these next 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
Some good shots there from Pete. Chappers just needs to stay switched on and need to try and push the work back a little bit and not get overworked by Pete.
Both men roughing each other up on the inside.
That's a good one, a right and a left from Chapman.
That's the backhand I was there talking about with Chappers. He's looking for it over the top. All it takes is that shot to land, clean, flush on Pete's chin.
Oh, and that's another one. Two good punches there, left and a right.
Both men landing solid shots here. This is unreal stuff.
And Love is
Chapman is looking for that body shot. Pete Love working off the jab.
And refereeing this one is Ray Morley, one of the most experienced referees you will find from the RAF. And it's a great pleasure to be watching a fight like this. It really is the highest quality from these two men who are giving it their all here.
It's nice when Pete Love, like a minute ago, when Chapman gets onto the ropes, Pete Love will cut angles on the inside, but I don't think there's any way you can predict how this fight's going to go because they're both just having it.
And this next minute and a half is going to be absolutely crucial here.
Chapman being clever, tying Pete up.
And both of my co-commentators here are absolutely living this fight, I can tell you, sat by me, both literally going through every push themselves. But Chapman opens up. Can Love counter? Chapman again. This is remarkable stuff. These two men are absolutely brilliant.
This is brilliant stuff. I mean, these two men are putting it all on the line.
This is forces sport at its very, very best. And again, Love gets the punch in. We're right on the ropes in front of us. This is horrendous stuff. What an end to this contest.
This is an amazing fight. And it's early in the night, but fight of the night. This could be up for fight of the night, 100%.
We have 20 seconds to go. Every punch is going to count. Goodness knows what the judges are going to do here. You almost have to give it as a tie, I think, at the moment. What's between them? Absolutely tremendous stuff. Oh! And Chapman takes him down, and that is incredible. Love is taking a count right in front of us.
I thought it was a slip.
It looked like a slip to me.
Yeah, it looked like a slip.
I will have to agree. I do believe that looked like a slip at the last second. And as we saw from the second bout of the night with Shaka, that could potentially tip it on there. The whole crowd, VIPs, everyone in the stands, all up on their feet for an absolute fantastic full contest.
Well, I've been watching Forces boxing for a long time. That is one of the best fights I've ever seen at this level. It is, well, who is going to call that one? It really was remarkable stuff.
I think Ches is getting a coin out of his back pocket now so we can flip it quickly.
Yeah, it is neck and neck with that fight. I mean, credit to both boxers. That was absolutely unreal. Credit to everybody here tonight as well, the crowd. Unreal atmosphere. I just hope that slip in the last round doesn't affect the judges' scorecard, because you know that was unreal.
Well, the two men embrace each other. Tremendous respect shown. That was fantastic stuff. And we now await the verdict of the judges. And it's heart in mouth time for the Royal Navy and for the Army too. Well, it had to be the tightest of decisions. You can imagine here that Robbie is ecstatic about it. Ches, well,
you can see what it means to Chapman. He's absolutely over the moon. I've been team captain. He's won it. Split decision fight, nothing in it. Great stuff.
If ever you needed a captain's performance, you've just got one. And look at the family, absolutely thrilled to bits with what their man's done tonight. And I'm sure there'll be a few hugs going on.
Itself very proud there, and the whole team. It was the first time we've actually got to be able to get in the ring tight ourselves, and he's been able to get the victory, and hope that'll spur the lads on for the rest of the evening.
Those are great scenes down there with Brad with his little girl and his wife. Well done, Brad Chapman, but also well done for Pete Love, because that was a remarkable performance from both men.
I just had to go and congratulate Pete Love there on such a hard-fought contest. That was absolutely unreal.
It really was. And there's obviously time just to take stock on what was a remarkable 3 rounds there. Right from the word go, both men absolutely giving it their all. Nothing left in the ring after that. Nothing left.
You can see there Pete's still got a massive smile on his face. He's done an absolute fantastic job tonight. He's really participated in a fantastic bout, and like Ches was saying, it's really up there for bout of the night. Best so far. Hopefully we'll have some more exciting ones afterwards, but so far both boxers then were absolute credit to themselves.
They really were. But for Brad Chapman, it means so much to win that first title. Your first title is so special, isn't it?
Yeah, and especially as team captain. You know, I've been there having captained the Army team in previous years. And yeah, he's going to be absolutely over the moon, and rightly so. It was a split decision. Judges see it going either way, and fair play to the diver. He's done the business. I had to get up and congratulate Pete Love at the end, because that was a fantastic fight. One of the best I've seen at these events.
Well, let's now hear what the boxers have got to say, shall we? They're both now talking to Kath.
Boys, that was simply breathtaking. What a fight, I think everyone will agree. Chappers, well deserved, and I know that you've got a long running history with this fella, so well deserved.
Yeah, we had unfinished business. Pete beat me earlier in the year. First of all, I just want to say hands up to Peter. Absolute great fighter. What a fight.
Pete, I'm sure this will go on, this battle, as long as your careers last, but it's good to have it so evenly fought.
Oh yeah, 100%. Obviously, me and Chappers, we can't do each other before boxing each other, but say styles make fights, we didn't leave anything in there once again, you know what I mean? So it's not as good as the first time, so hats off to you, mate. Good luck in the next round.
Well, I mean, Chappers, just stick around for a minute, because I just want to talk about the crowd, because that was the loudest we've heard them. I'm sure they'll get louder, and I know your family were in the crowd as well.
Yeah, the support was unbelievable. Just to box of that has just made my absolute career in all boxing. But I just want to give a big shout out to the CEO of the island and all of FDU3, my boss, the chief. Thanks for the support and all we do. Come on, the divers!
Okay, and Pete, just one more question for you. Staving off the Army at the moment, but you're one win away, but at the moment these guys are putting up a good fight.
Yeah, just I hope the show goes and enjoys it now. Just thank you everyone for the support, especially from the ABT family. Always happy here and cheering for me out from the stands over there, so it's brilliant. Thanks everyone for watching on the scrap again.
Thanks, Pete. One final word from you.
Just finally, just to my two little girls and my wife, thank you very much.
He's almost reducing me to tears. Thank you very much, boys, and have a good night.
Well, you can ask no more, can you, than for two men to give their all in the ring. Those two have done just that and made a very proud little girl tonight of their dad. And there's some great scenes there which you're just catching there from the gantry. But, well, after that, I'm not quite sure how we follow that, but we are going to follow it with another really exciting contest at middleweight, 75 kilos. Josh Plummer of the Army against Brad Axe of the RAF. And this is going to be a cracker, this one. It really, really is, because Brad Axe, of course, is... The action is totally unrelenting here, as we say. Brad Axe coming out for the Royal Air Force and Josh Plummer for the Army. So as these two come into the ring to fight at 75 kilos, Plummer from Spennymoor, 62 bouts, he's won 43. His biggest achievement, he says, is representing the Army. Brad Axe on the RAF, based at RAF Odium, he's a fireman there, 22 years old, 37 bouts, he's won 20 of them, and his biggest achievement is the Western Counties B champion. He was a finalist as well in a big regional semi-final too. And he beat Luke Chapman of the Royal Navy to win his place in the final. Very popular man is Brad.
Josh Plummer, he's had a great season. We had the round robin tournament at the Army gym. just before Christmas. He won 3 bouts in 3 days. This is the 3rd year in a row he's boxing the combined services. He's off to a winning start after winning the prelims. He's really going to fancy this. But so is Brad Axe from the RAF. Going to be a really good fight.
It really will. I know Brad has got a big following down in the South Atlantic in the Falkland Islands, where he obviously served down there for a while. And we were talking to both men a bit earlier on. They are so looking forward to this contest, and it is going to be a cracker.
So as Ches was saying, this is Josh's 3rd year in it. Last 2 seasons being beaten by, at the time, the England champion Marine Jack Stringer. He's unfortunately not boxing tonight. So Josh will be looking to try and take this this evening for the first time for his first combines title. He's up against Brad Axe, a good tricky customer who's shown already that he's not scared to go forward and really take his fight to Josh.
Yeah, will it be 3rd time lucky for Plummer then at this level? Oh, and that's a great punch there from Axe. Caught him with a terrific punch.
Josh Plummer has the height and reach from Brad Axe. Brad Axe landed a lovely clean hook a minute ago. It'd be good to see Josh just get a bit busier, popping the jab and then letting the other shots go. Good shots landed by both there.
So Josh boxed on Tuesday night against Navy's Luke Chapman. Again, it was a very hard-fought, close contest. In my opinion, it probably could have gone the other way. Josh took it, and he'll really try and push on forward tonight. But having the fight 2 nights ago could have his toll. And again, he's been caught another big shot there. Yeah. There's only so many of them you want to take on an evening.
Yeah, this is a good start.
Good shots there coming back from Josh Plummer. But this is Brad Axe is proving a tricky customer, lunging in with them shots over the top.
Josh is showing there with his long straight shots. He's also got the power in those hands. He's not scared to stand and trade.
Oh, and look
Both
at that,
men
another
landing big shots here.
Really big shots.
This is an exciting fight. They're both really loading up with their shots, and I think they're looking to put each other away early.
And this is quality. The RF already have 2 titles to their name. Can Brad Axe make it a 3rd title for the Light Blues tonight? Plummer out to stop him.
That's brilliant movement there from Brad. He's not been in the ring for a while, but he's really got the ring craft going. He's actually portraying himself really well tonight.
Brad, who's 22 years old, he's just become a dad as a little boy called Oscar. And he's doing it for him tonight.
Lovely counter punch in there by Josh Plummer. Brad Axe, he's very busy.
Coming up to the last 30 seconds of this first round here.
Yeah, Josh Plummer just switched off for a second there, got caught with a lead hook. Just needs to be careful.
Through and catches him through some straight shots in.
Into the last 15 seconds.
I'm quite impressed with Brad's movement. He's really keen to not stay on that straight line. He's trying to change that angle and come off with different shots.
I'd like to see Josh just double or triple the jab up and look for that bolo up the middle. The man shorter, he's coming in low.
End of the first round. Might just have gone to the RAF man.
I think Josh gave a good account of himself there, but I think that Brad was catching him with just a couple more clear shots. Really sending hooks in and catching some big shots, but Josh isn't there just taking them. He's also thrown some good work back. It's just whether Brad, who's been out of the ring for a while, can keep it up the whole 3 rounds.
And of course, as we said, Brad has already had a semi-final just 48 hours ago. I'm sure that fitness is not going to come into it, but you know, these are fine margins, aren't we? That are playing up.
They are. You know, that was a really close first round. Both men doing good work, but like Robbie said there, I think Brad Axe just caught a couple more of the. You know, both landed big clean shots, but I think Brad Axe landed a couple more than Josh. But it's all in for the second round now. That was a busy first round.
Well, Stu Mann is the man in the middle for this bout. The UCAF referee. As we start the second round. of this middleweight contest, 75 kilos. Axe in the blue, Plummer in the red. And we're live on the Forces Network this evening, covering the Inter-Services final. And we've had some terrific boxing already tonight, and there's still plenty more to come, I can promise you.
Josh Plummer just using his range a bit more now. He is the taller boxer. I would like...
Oh, I don't think that will count as a
bit of a tussle.
Bit of a tussle, and Plummer went to the canvas, but obviously no count. But it just shows how committed these two boxers really are. They're both going for it. A couple of good combinations there from Axe. Plummer coming back at him.
But Axe is being quite tricky with his movement. I'm quite impressed with his movement also. Josh Plummer landed a nice left hook there and is using his range more in this round. He found a nice jab there as well. Very, very close stuff. Oh, good shots.
Well done, Plummer. Got Axe onto the ropes there, just briefly, but he's off it and he's fighting back. He's back on the ropes again, and Plummer really is going for it.
Yeah, Josh has tasted blood here. He's seen red. He needs to reset.
He has got a cut though above his right eye, just to the side of his right eye. And oh, that's a good one from Axe as well. What a great comeback from the RAF man.
Just that split second of switching off and getting caught with that left hook. He needs to up his pace and keep on it here, the man in red.
Crucial moments in this second round. Axe again. The Axe man getting in there on Plummer.
I think Josh has it at the range that he wants to keep him at, but he's just got to say, like Chips was saying, he's got to stay switched on. Every time he looks like he's switched off a little bit, Brad will try and pounce on it, and he's getting a little bit of success from it.
And I think they're going to have to sort his gloves out, aren't they?
I see.
They're having a look at his eye. The doctor's having a look at his eye.
I don't think it looked like a big cut. I'd like to think because it's a final that they'll let it carry on. It wasn't a big gash. Josh Plummer, when he uses his range nicely, he uses it nicely, but then at times when he's out of range, he switches off and Brad Axe lunges in with a left hook and has a bit of success. I hope the cut doesn't affect the fight. It doesn't seem it's going to.
Dr. Wilcoxon in the corner looks happy. The bout's going to continue.
But Axe
lovely
goes
counter
in
punch
again.
from Josh Plummer there.
And Plummer did counter him, but Axe very much on the offensive here. Is he smelling blood now too? More good combinations from both men. Yeah, absolutely. Just really going for it. Axe going for that cut, so you can see he's really going for it, and both men here right in front of us. This is terrific stuff again. No quarter given here into the last 10 seconds of this second round here. Axe and Plummer.
So a fantastic round there. Both men are really putting in spiteful shots. Exciting round. Very, very close.
I think the difference here could be Josh's concentration. Every time it does switch off that little bit, Brad looks like he's ready to pounce. But if he hasn't boxed a while, also for this last round, it'll be tough for him. He's got to really go through the gears now and keep it on top of Josh. And if he's not going to use his own work, he's going to have to try and get out of range. But Josh is going to want to keep him there and use his long straight shots.
Yeah, agreed on that. It's one of those, and I feel lucky to keep saying that it's one of them bouts. I feel it's all in the last round again, and that just goes to show how competitive this competition is. It's brilliant.
Oh, it really is so competitive. But the Army corner will be worried about this cut on Brad Axe's right eye, which has already had to be dealt with once by the doctor. Quite a bit of attention during the break there as we go into the final round. And which way is this going to go? Brad Axe against Josh Plummer in this 75 kilo contest. Axe on the offensive straight away.
It's good stuff to see. Beginning of the round, both men are showing good sportsmanship, touching gloves, but now they're straight to business, and they are both going to be meaning business in this last round.
Can Plummer come back? It's a good combination from the man in red.
Here the red corner, wanting Josh now to use his jab or feint, try and get Brad to work, and then really pounce on him afterwards.
Both men are blooded up here. This is a really, really exciting fight.
Yes, blood coming from Axe's nose.
Good shots from both men there again.
Oh. Some spiteful shots being landed here. Nice left hook by Josh Plummer. Both men are trading off.
I mean, this is yet another fight, isn't it, really? This really is another fight. Just like the
punch
last
for punch. Brad's landed a good straight backhand then, but it was replied straight by Josh with the same punch.
Oh, that was
a good one from Plummer.
Rear hand landed there.
You can see Brad now hasn't got the go forward. He's probably been out of the wing. Well, some good shots here from Josh Plummer. Good straight shots. You just need to tie him up now and get that breather.
Yeah. Josh Plummer had a good bit of success there. I just want him to stay switched on now to the end of the fight and just keep, again, good shots by Josh Plummer. Great stuff.
A minute and a half to go in this final
looks like there's
round.
a cut onto Brad Axe's left eye also.
Yeah, so Axe now receiving some will receive some attention from the doctor.
Dr. Wilcoxon is in for a busy night here with both men cut, but neither of them look too serious, and hopefully the battle will still continue.
I can see, hopefully this doesn't affect the bout. I'm sure it's not going to, as again it looks like a small cut. This is going to get really exciting, I feel here. It already has been, but I feel they're both going to come out. Again, a nice rest now. Both going to come out hungry.
And once again, of course, the Inter-Services title could hang on this bout here. A victory for Josh Plummer will take the title back to the Army. Brad Axe can keep it alive for the Royal Navy. So how's this going to go then? The last minute of this final round at 75 kilos. Middleweight contest. Plummer in the red, Axe in the blue.
That little break there for Brad might give him that little bit of a second
him.
win now to really push it on for this last little part of the bout.
Because Plummer was certainly on top there. He was really on top. He threw some great combinations there in the middle of that round.
I think Josh has noticed that Brad just wants to go round to his right-hand side, and every time he steps around now, he keeps sniffing a jab in his face.
Yeah, Josh Plummer's using his range now nicely. He's getting behind his jab and looking for that slip rear hand.
Two good punches there from Plummer. This may be enough. It may be enough for him to get this title. Will it be third time lucky for Josh Plummer at Inter-Services level? Can Brad Axe find something at the end here? Literally, we are into the last few seconds of this bout.
This is really exciting stuff
from Plummer.
Both men blooded up. They're both going to leave it all in there.
Blackwoo's gone. They're both going for it.
And that's
what
the
a great
end.
end to the bout.
Fantastic, and showing good sportsmanship there from both men.
Really terrific stuff. Once again, yet another terrific fight here between Brad Axe and Josh Plummer. And there's applause all around the ring, standing ovations as well for what has been another terrific fight. Well, I'm sure it's going to be a split decision.
I think the Army are quite confident that they think Josh might have that. He had a very, very good last round.
He did. He certainly did.
Yeah, very successful last round, but the last round is just one round in itself. I do fancy the Army man. I do want Josh to win. I do feel it could still be a split though. It's going to go to the judge's
find
decision
out.
now.
So it is third time lucky for Josh Plummer. Twice he's been here at this level in the final, and twice he's had to go away without the title. He's got it the third time. It was a terrific bout between the two, but it does mean, of course, that the Army are the Inter-Services champions for 2019.
Josh is going to be absolutely made up over the world, and I'm over the world for him. This is his 3rd year in a row boxing the Combined Services. He's always came up second short. He's had 2 incredibly hard fights this week, and he's came out on top on both, and he's going to be a very, very happy man.
Yeah, to correct what I said earlier, it actually was Josh Plummer who fought the semi-final against Luke Chapman, which, as you said, Robbie, was very close. It was a really close contest, that semi-final. So they've been in 2 great fights. But look at these 2 men. They really have given their all out there in front of this crowd tonight. And both deserve all the accolades they get for what they've done.
Some real spiteful shots going in that fight. Both men coming out, you know, bruised up, blooded. Real fighting spirit from both of them. And tough men to take shots like that and carry on.
And it's Rowan Taylor who is going to be presenting that title to Josh Plummer. Rowan Taylor, who runs, Dr. Rowan Taylor, who runs Navy Sports, Navy Fit, down here in Portsmouth. And that'll be a moment, I'm sure, that Josh will absolutely savour. If you ask what his biggest achievement is now, it is being an Inter-Services champion. He'll be talking, as will Brad, to Kath Brazier in just a few seconds' time.
Okay, boys, congratulations. First of all, Josh, that seals a win for the Army, but more importantly, a win for you.
Pardon?
A win for the Army, but a win for you as well.
Yeah, over the moon. I won. Beat the Navy on Tuesday. Two hard fights in 2 years, so I'm chuffed a bit.
How difficult is it up against a fighter you know, like Brad, who's pretty good?
He just didn't stop coming, did he? Just kept coming and coming. Yeah, he's a tough geezer.
Brad, split decision is always hard, and it means that you both fought, you know, incredibly hard there on the. Where do you think you sort of lost it there?
In the boxing history, I've lost on quite a few split decisions, so I know on fights like this close, I understand that it could go either way, and I think Josh just caught me with some more convincing shots, and I think that's what gave me the edge there. I fought hard, and especially last 10 we were egging each other on, banging each other, so as long as the crowd enjoyed it, that's what I'm happy with, do you know what I mean?
I think as well that you guys and the other RAF boxers have really made a massive impact now, and you're here to stay.
Yeah, definitely. I think years before, the RAF had just come, not everyone thinks that we come to make up numbers, and that's not the case anymore. I know that we've got some good boys coming through the training system at the minute, and I think give it 2 or 3 years, we'll be wiping the floor with the Army and the Navy.
I know that actually, Josh, that brings a win for the Army, but there are a few more fights to go, and you want to sort of wipe the board now.
Yeah, 2 more to come, and hopefully 2 wins, 2 very strong opposition. Hopefully win.
Okay, boys, thank you so much. Congratulations.
What can you, gentlemen, and what those 2 men have just given out in the ring there, and you saw the blooded faces and the blooded sweat tops as well from both of them, and just terrific performances.
Yeah, and just good to see the great sportsmanship after the bout as well between both boxers. Yeah, it's brilliant. That's why I love this sport.
I mean, we're going to be talking to you hopefully about your future. You obviously had a terrific start to your professional career, Ches. What's coming up next?
So next fight, John, is going to be in 8 weeks' time on Sunday, and I'm looking to box on the 26th of May, and it's actually going to be in Portsmouth as well.
Right here in Pompey. Wow, fantastic.
Thank you.
I mean, it's going to be difficult to match the atmosphere that you had at the O2 just a few weeks ago, but you know, now you've really got a taste for it.
Yeah, the O2 for my debut was an absolute dream come true. Couldn't, world title undercard, couldn't have wished for better. I'm glad that the next fight is going to be close to home. I'm originally from the Isle of Wight, so Pompey is close by, and then hopefully there's going to be more shows though in the future at the O2 and stuff like that.
And you're going to have huge home support. Let's just give the support now for our 2 light heavyweight fighters coming out at 81 kilos. It's Lance Corporal Carnell Brown from the Army and Marine Toby Osmond for the Royal Navy, Royal Marines team. He's from 40 Commando. And based at Taunton, with Carnell Brown as well. He's from Walsall. This is going to be another cracker.
Yeah, Carnell Brown recently came from the Army Silver squad to the Army Gold squad. He won the Dev B ABA, England ABA Championships. He's a newcomer to the Combined Services and an exciting prospect for the future. I don't know the Navy man, but he looks strong, he looks up for it. I'm sure he's made for another great fight.
Well, Robbie, tell us all about Toby Osmond.
So Toby's been off the team for a couple of years, been back at work, busy with work. Last time he was on the team, he lost out in a box-off against Marine George Crotty, who's now up on the GB podium squad. Toby is just an absolute wrecking ball. He'll not stop going forward, and he will not take that smile off his face. He will love every single second of it.
Yeah, he's so well up for this, as I'm sure Carnell Brown is too. And officiating here is Phil Reynolds, his third time out this evening. Osmond, who is telling me he's only been back for 3 weeks after jungle training in Belize, and he's gone from one frying pan into another fire here against Carnell Brown. Brown obviously got the reach advantage here.
I can see there is quite a big height difference. That won't deter Toby from this. He will not take a step back in this whole bout. He'll just go forward the whole time, and he'll just love it.
He'll be relentless, won't he?
Yeah, Toby looks very much on the front foot, but I'm liking Carnell Brown's boxing in a minute. He's established a jab a couple of times. He's landed a couple of bent arm shots, and he seems to be trying to counter Toby, but he's a very dangerous man, the Marine. You can see that by his wild swings.
Carnell looks very composed at the minute, standing off boxing when he's got his range. The job that Toby wants to do is probably break his heart and take him really into the trenches and just try and get him out of there.
Yeah, it's looking to be another really exciting fight. Both men starting to trade off now, both holding their feet.
They're very, very different styles, obviously, and that's going to make for a very interesting contest. Osmond just relentlessly coming at Brown, but Brown using his reach advantage and scoring points as Osmond pummels him.
Yeah, Toby's putting nice body shots together there and combos on the inside. One of them's lost a gum shield.
Gum shield out, so that'll just be sorted.
I'd like to see Carnell Brown get back to his range.
Toby's got a high work rate, he's throwing a lot of punches, but not a lot of them are actually getting through, so Carnell's not getting hurt at any point here. It's just the work rate, it looks good on the eye with Toby going forward. Carnell probably just needs to get his range out a little bit more, try and control it with jab.
That's it, exactly. I don't want to see Carnell getting drawn into a brawl when he is a good boxer, but it's hard not to get drawn into a brawl against a good brawler, which is what we've got here.
Reminds me of a certain Ryan Fillingham style with just walking forward, trying to just rip the heart from the opponent.
Osmond's got to be careful though, his head's going down quite a lot, and the referee will be noticing that, how his going in, and so that has got to be something he's got to watch. But two contrasting styles at work here in this first round. Good couple of punches there from Brown, finding their way through.
Carnell Brown, he's popping and moving with the jab there. He's established a good jab bowler a couple of times, which landed on the Marine's chin. But the Marine is relentless, walking through everything. This is exciting stuff again tonight.
It really is.
He looks confident, Carnell. He's dropping his hands, but Toby's very dangerous. He's got to be very careful not to just be caught out of that backhand over the top.
I was watching Osmond in training the other day, and the way he was going at it was like he was already in the ring. But, oh, and that's a great punch there from Brown. Got a right jab in there, right hook. End of a terrific first round, which the crowd absolutely loved here in Portsmouth.
Great round from both men there. Yeah, fantastic stuff. I can see some gaskets getting blown though if it keeps at that pace.
Yeah, I mean, how do you temper that? He is a coiled spring, isn't he? Just sort of uncoiling himself in the ring in front of us.
Just saw the way he bounced back to the corner. He's loving every second of this, and he'll really thrive. He's got his work down here by the sounds of it, cheering him on, giving him to him great support, and he'll love it, and he'll keep going until the end.
But Brown,
after maybe a new gasket being replaced.
But Brown looks, you know, he's got that smile on his face. He looks composed, well beyond his years. Only had 27 bouts, won 23 of them, lost only 4 contests in his career so far. Whereas Toby Osmond has had 53 bouts, he's won 40 and lost 13. But in an event like this, those tails from the tapes count for nothing. Once again, Osmond straight in there, working so hard, but Brown doesn't seem to be touched.
Come out a little bit faster this round, trading with Toby, which is going to hopefully play into Toby's hands. That's what Toby wants, a little scrap in the middle of the ring. Carnell wants to keep his range and get back to his boxing.
This is it. This is what I was saying earlier on. I don't want to see Carnell get drawn into a brawl when he has the advantage on reach. And when he uses them long levers, he can deliver real powerful shots.
Just
like
that.
He just did there. Yeah, like he just did there.
Good scoring punch, but Osmond straight back at him. Right in front of us in the ring here. Phil Reynolds working hard to keep these two men apart, to keep up with them in the ring. Osmond comes forward again. Brown defends brilliantly as they both take a bit of a breather.
You know, these men are deep in the heart of the fight now. Middle of the middle round. It's exciting stuff here. They're both starting to feel the fatigue. Running autopilot. Oh. Lovely bolo found by Carnell there with the lead hand. Screw shot even.
Just the pure aggression of Osmond here and the controlled defence of Brown and what he's able to achieve. Fascinating contest.
Carnell can just execute his jab now.
Yeah, he made the most of that, didn't he?
But sometimes where Toby's eagerness will take the better of him and he'll try and bounce about too much. A little bit of movement from Carnell just sent him to the side and he's able to capitalise, putting a second phase in.
Yeah, Carnell should be popping his jab now. Both men are getting their recovery, getting their charge back up.
Into the last 45 seconds of this second round. And it is so close here. Another amazingly close contest.
That was a nice corner cut there by Carnell. Came off at the angle.
Bit of a shuffle. A bit of a shuffle, reminded me of Muhammad Ali, that one. Oh, what a cruncher from Osmond.
Osmond is finding those bent arm shots to the body though. He's a very tough man. He wants this just as much as Carnell. Good shot by Carnell there though.
And again, got the left hook in there. A left and a right. End of another incredibly close second round.
Again, there's another high tempo of the round. Toby pushing forward the whole way there. However, Carnell actually finally started getting his movement in at the end, turning off on those angles and trying to catch Toby, and really just sending him off his stride.
Yeah, it's a really close fight, but I'm favouring the Army man in this fight just because of the couple of more cleaner headshots. They're both landing successful to the body, but I think sometimes a body shot, unless it drops someone, it's not as impressive as a clean rear hand to the head, which will pop someone's head back.
Well, it's going to be quality, isn't it? I think that ends up being the victor here in this. You could well be right, Ches, but again, we've got one more round to go, and Toby Osmond is just not going to let up here, is he, Robbie?
I think Paul's just put a new gasket in there, so he's ready to go.
Yeah, he's gonna empty the tank here, isn't he? And I think Carnell is as well. It's but I just got to feel Osmond's going to try and get on the inside again, and he's really going to unload.
For both of these men.
Carnell needs to keep to his boxing.
Yeah, that's a good punch from Carnell. But both of these men, months and months of training they put in. As I say, Osmond just 3 weeks back from his training out in Belize in the jungle. No doubt he was pretty busy there.
Doing a bit better with his jab there. Every time he's got his range, he's now pinging his jab out, which he was missing in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, he's a lot busy with his jab now, and he's teeing off the long lead hook after it. He's been a bit more on the front foot now, Carnell, but he's having success. He's turned up the aggression this round, and it's good to see, because he's a real gentleman outside of the ring.
Oh, that's a great punch there from Osmond, though. And Brown really felt that, but he's come fighting back.
Both boxers now will be really trying to throw off the crowd here, taking the noise in, giving themselves that second wind. Toby just needs to pick up that pace a little bit more and really leave it in there. Rip Carnell's heart from him.
Yeah, this is great stuff we're seeing here. Both men are showing tremendous heart and courage, both giving it everything. Class fight. This is just what we want to see.
Yes,
as we have every battle tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, another one.
But Carnell's having a bit more success out of those long straight shots. Toby needs to keep his hands tight and really try and work him. Send those shots in over the top.
Yeah, both men are giving it. Toby just overcommitting at times with the hooks, and Carnell's making him miss and then landing counter punches nicely.
As we're going towards the last minute here of this round, that's a great punch from Brown again. Both of them just winding themselves up for these last few moments here, these last few seconds, which could be crucial. But Carnell Brown, I think, has really worked his way into this fight.
I think Toby trying to pent himself out, trying to get that one big shot in. He just needs to keep putting that pressure on and not just exert all the energy in that one big shot, which he might not find.
Got a couple of jabs in there.
Carnell needs to keep it rangy. He doesn't need to stay there head to head with Osmond, which is what he wants. He needs to keep it, get back at his range now.
25 seconds left in this bout. And these men fighting themselves to an absolute standstill. It's a terrific contest again.
Both men have left it all in the ring. This is fantastic stuff.
Is it one last wind-up from Osmond?
A bit of taunting going on there towards the end. Both men giving it leather.
Absolutely brilliant. It really was another extraordinary fight. A standing ovation from the whole of the stadium here to these two men who have just produced yet another outstanding contest. And both my co-commentators here on their feet to applaud Toby Osmond and Carnell Brown. Osmond takes the applause of the home crowd, but we think it is probably the man in red who is going to get this. But again, it's going to be very, very close.
I think as the fight went and Carnell started showing a bit more class, he's picking his shots out a little bit better. However, the judges might be liking the aggression of Osmond there, and he never stepped back the whole fight. There's a little bit of taunting both at the end, but it's all good sportsmanship in there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they're both having fun with it. They both went at it for the last 10. They went at it for the whole bout, and you know, it's been, you know, we keep saying, can we top the last fight? But each fight we are topping it.
Here we go.
And the winner by split decision in the red corner, Brown.
So Brown gets the nod, and Another split decision. They've only had one unanimous points victory so far this evening, which just shows you how high quality this event has been.
Yeah, I think the right decision there. Both lads have got out of the ring, massive smiles on their face. They both absolutely loved it. And it's true sportsmanship. It just showed on the night. Every bout has been pure quality. So we've got another bout coming up, which we're really excited for.
Yeah, that was unreal stuff. Like I just said there, Robbie, a bit of taunting at the end, but all good crack and showing good sportsmanship at the end. Like we said, a bit of the cleaner work from Carnell and that got the win. But again, I mean, I think there's only been one unanimous decision tonight. I think the rest have all been splits.
They have indeed. They have indeed. We've only got one bout left, unfortunately. This is the sort of night you want to go on forever, really, in terms of the quality of the boxing that we have seen here. As Carnell Brown will receive his title. From Catherine from the Royal British Legion here, great supporters, of course, of military sport. And he's a happy man. Look at that smile. It's a smile that says it all. And so well deserved. But it was a terrific performance. Just take nothing away at all from Toby Osmond. Carnell is with Kath.
Well, congratulations, Carnell. Another win for the Army and a great fight for you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I've got to take my hats off to Osman there. It was an absolutely brutal fight. I really enjoyed it. I'm sure he enjoyed it as well. Very proud fight. Both went to war. Thank you, Army, for all your support. Navy, thank you again a lot for hosting us. Been absolutely brilliant to us. I really appreciate everything that they've done for us. All my coaches as well. I want to say a big thank you to my coaches. Thank you.
I can't believe at the end of the 3 rounds you were both open stance, waiting to bring it on. To have that strength to still do that after all that time.
Yeah, definitely. We both really wanted to win. I can definitely tell we both wanted to win. Good friendly competition. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what service we got, we all got top respect for each other. And it's all a great entertainment for the Navy and the Army and the RAF. I'm sure you'll all agree that was a brilliant little stage for everyone.
Well, no, it really was. Congratulations. We'll just bring Toby in here. Thanks a lot. Toby, a word about your opponent. A great fight there.
Great fight, yeah. I've had 3 years out. I've just come back. First fight, absolutely outstanding. The level of fitness that he's got there is just brilliant.
What's it like since, especially in Navy boxing, what's it like since you last fought for the Navy?
We've got a new coach, so it's completely different. It's a lot better, I fight.
Have you seen a vast improvement since you last fought?
Well, not really. I've only had 3 weeks.
I know it's disappointing to lose a fight, but you can hold your head up high because that was quite something to watch.
Oh yeah, it was brilliant. Great fun. So, I'll be right.
Great. Thanks very much, Toby. Cheers. Congratulations.
2 terrific sportsmen there. Gave their all and have shown us tonight, again, the true quality of military boxing at this level. As Toby receives his accolade as well for his contribution.
It's an absolute privilege to stand here tonight. I've got a load of things written on the card, but actually, wow. 3 hands together for the boxers before we start. Absolutely amazing. Clearly, the ferocity and the intensity of the boxing tonight has been unbelievable. I'm just spoken to facing safety boxer, Commander Mike Dreeler. One of the PT Tiny Nash and his PT team, they facilitated the event, and in particular POPT Alfie Hines, who led the organising of the event this evening. The Royal Navy Long Range Boxing Association committee members, and of course the UK Armed Forces Boxing Secretary, Mr. Nathan Pearce. Thank you, Nathan. Lieutenant Commander Mickey Crawford, the supervisor for the event, and of course the officials officiating over each boxing bout. Elior providing the food and the services for our VIPs, and all the businesses that are mentioned in your programs for the kind donations that allow this type of event to happen. All the staff who have volunteered to work this evening, and to highlight our MC, the chap with the upside down head, POPT, Ronnie Parker. Thank you, Ronnie. The coaches and the dedication that they give to the boxers in the gym, but most importantly tonight, and I'm sure you'll all agree, and you've seen it from the event that we've had and the ferocity of these boxers, this is all about the boxers. So please, show your gratitude to the boxers who stepped into this ring tonight. Absolutely amazing. And finally, to you, the crowd, the atmosphere in here is absolutely amazing. You've supported, irrespective of the service you've supported this evening, but you've supported all of our boxers and created this event for them. So thank you very much. Please, everybody, continue to support service boxing. Thank you very much.
Well, excellent words there, summing up a terrific evening. We've got one more bout to go. This is the heavyweight contest. We've been looking forward to this for a long time, and I know that Natty Ngwenya has been looking forward to this one. Ches, obviously missed out last year, and he's taking on Faz Farrell, McCormack Faz Farrell. This could not be a bigger contrast in terms of experience and age, whatever, but what Farrell maybe misses out on in terms of experience, he's certainly got the fitness level. He's been prepared. How prepared is Natty Ngwenya?
Well, this is it, John. Like I say, a few times, well, twice when I've boxed in this against Marines, I've been matched against men who haven't had as many bouts as me and who aren't as experienced as me. But at this weight category, sometimes it only takes one shot to change a fight. Natty Ngwenya, a very, very experienced boxer, good friend of mine. We've been sparring partners for years. We're still sparring partners now. He's been to the ABA finals 3 times. He's come up second best 3 times in the ABA finals, 2 by split decisions. He's won the GB and the 3 nations. A very, very experienced man. But I'm sure Faz McCormack, tough, strong Marine. I've seen a little bit of footage of him when we've done homework on the boxers. He looks game, he looks strong. And at this weight, it only takes one shot to be a game changer.
Well, Robbie, Faz probably better than most people. Only been in the ring for 1 year, and yet here he is with 12 bouts. He's won 8, lost 4, a national finalist. He's from Middlesbrough, 4-2 commando, 22 years old. This is going to be fascinating. And here they come. Had quite a long chat with Farrell just a couple of days ago. Really not fazed by this at all tonight. Just said he can't wait to get in. He says, Natty knows nothing about me whatsoever. And so that, in some ways, I suppose is an advantage. But, you know, Natty Ngwenya, he's so well spoken. He's, you know, great way with words, hasn't he? He's also got a great way with his punching.
Yeah, Faz has got nothing to lose tonight. He's up against a lot more experienced lad with Natty. But he's right, he's got nothing to work on really on game plans because he doesn't know anything about Faz. Natty had a couple of tough bouts in the combines a couple of years ago against Nath Levers. Arguably he could have gone the other way and we could have won the inter-services that evening. However, tonight he's up against a completely different boxer and Faz is in there, he's got nothing to lose, he's one punch away potentially.
Natty Ngwenya has been away from boxing for 7 months, doing his soldiering in the Brecon Beacons, I gather. Very glad to be back. He's obviously army fit. Is he boxing fit, Ches?
Yeah, so he, you know, Natty was away getting his, he's on his full screw Carter at Junior Brecon, 4.5 months. So he was away from the army team for about 6 months, but he's came back, he's cut the weight, he's been sparring, he's been looking good. And you know, Natty, for Natty, a bit like me with the amateur boxing, the ABA is always a holy grail. So, you know, he wants to go on and conquer that, but he knows he can't look past this stage. And he doesn't know this man. It's going to be a tough fight. It always is at this weight. So he's well prepared and he's not taking anything lightly.
Well, officiating for this final bout this evening is the RAF's Ray Morley, one of the most experienced officials there is in British amateur boxing. And straight away, Farrell is seeing out his man, and Ngwenya.
It's a big step up here for Faz.
It really
is.
It's
one of those moments where if he switches off, it's this sort of weight where that one punch, which Natty definitely has got the power in those hands, can stop that bout. If he can stay switched on and keep it tricky for Natty, keep him guessing all the time, he could have a little bit more success in it.
Yeah, Natty, he's always been very athletic. When he first came to the team, he was 110 kilos. In his first season, he won the Development Combine Services, won the Development England Championships, then again won the Elite Combine Services and got to the Elite ABA Finals, all in the space of a year. A bit of an incredible story. After that, he dropped down to heavyweight, which is a better weight for him because of his height. But as you can see, still very big for the weight and very powerful.
And Ngwenya's 51st fight tonight. He's won 41 of them so far, lost 9. Both of these men, look how mean they are, look how determined they are in their faces. Two very contrasting men in terms of experience. But they're certainly going to be finding each other out tonight.
A good jab established there by Natty. He has got very long arms for a man his height.
Oh, that's a great
switched
combination.
To southpaw there, landed a couple of shots, lost his balance. Straight back to business though.
Farrell from 4-2 Commando in Plymouth.
Farrell doing some quite clever tricks there on the inside, leaning on Natty when his head was down, trying to suck the energy out of him. Bit of a pro trick that. Both men are boxing sensible here. Natty's behind the jab.
Oh, that's a
lovely
good one.
rear hand landed there by Natty.
35 seconds to go in this first round. Ngwenya's experience is showing already. But as we've already said several times, one punch could finish this from either side at this weight level, at heavyweight, 91 kilos.
Natty there is, he's switching from southpaw to orthodox. He's using his movement nicely, enjoying the bout. But to be fair, both men are enjoying the bout. It's a good round for Natty though, the cleaner shots. Both men are swinging here.
And it's over. That's the end of the first round, and Gwenya got one in there at the end. Unintentionally. I don't think he intended that. Neither of them heard the bell. I think they were just going for it there.
I think the round definitely was Natty's there, but Faz, I'm really impressed with the way he's just controlling himself in the ring. Against, especially Natty, I'm sure Faz hasn't been in with such a switcher, someone who's prepared to go head and body, and he's got some power in those hands. He's really conducted himself well tonight, Faz.
Yeah, you know, he's held a good account of himself this first round. Like I said earlier, Natty, he's been to 3 national elite finals, GB and 3 Nations champion, current England boxing team member, very experienced man. So Faz, he's doing himself well. Natty landing the cleaner shots in that round, but still a very, very exciting, good fight.
And great experience for Farrell. Just talking to Paul Ormston a few days ago, you know, he's regarding these championships as really important for the future of the Royal Navy team as much as anything. And we'll see how this second round develops. In a way, the pressure off both of these men. We could have got to the stage where we were literally, this was going to be the decider for the championship. We've had that in the past when these bouts have, these heavyweight contests have decided the championship, but not so tonight, which means the pressure's off Natty, the pressure's certainly off Faz Farrell. And Gwenya working hard there.
Both men are getting tied up on the inside, trying to rough each other up, punching with a free hand. A good hook there landed by Natty out of the exchange.
Natty just showing his experience. Every time he gets backed up on the ropes, there's nowhere for him to go. He can just tie Faz up. And Faz is a massive learning curve for him. It will take a lot from this belt. If he can just get back to beyond his jab and his long straight shots, try and get a big success and really take something from it.
So,
and Gwenya just slipped a moment there, recovered his balance very well.
See, Natty has that experience out of the clinch. He'll switch southpaw, then he'll throw the rear hand and the jab from southpaw. Again, switching there now to orthodox. A very tricky customer, especially for somebody who's had under 20 fights. Great experience for Faz, this.
It really is. So difficult when you're up against a man who keeps switching from southpaw to orthodox. But Farrell, give him loads of credit here. He really is hanging on in there. He's certainly not outclassed at all at the moment.
Just clever there from Faz, tying up Natty's right arm behind the back of the ref so he can't see, and then trying to work on the inside.
Great combination there from Gwenya.
Natty very tricky with his movement, coming under the arm, in and out of his footwork.
Just 45 seconds left in this second round. And Gwenya gets another scoring punch there.
Natty's established the jab nicely in this round.
Clever from Natty as well. Every time that it will land a double jab with his left hand, Faz might try and get a little edge on it, and then he'll switch round and do the same thing with his southpaw jab.
And this is what experience does for you. But Farrell still coming at him. Faz Farrell really acquitting himself well here. End of the second round.
Good, you know, Natty Gwenya is, in my opinion, edging both the rounds, but it's a good competitive contest still. And the Marine, he's on the front foot. His game is a badger, and you know he wants to fight, and it's good to see. I mean, that hunger is good to see. And Natty, just seeing that experience prevail a bit with some slick moves, switching, doing unpredictable work. And but it's good to see the Faz on the front foot and his game.
What do you think he'll do in this final round, Robbie? Do you think he'll really go for it, or, you know, when you're up against such a quality, you know, opponents as Natty and Gwenya, it's very difficult to establish any sort of control, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Faz needs to go forward now and really just try and take it to him this last round. But we all know that Natty's a very dangerous opponent. So if Faz has been potentially for him to try and use his jab, use his backhand just use all those shots that he's laying up in the gym and just try and get the success from them.
So the final round of the 2019 Inter-Services boxing competition here in Portsmouth. And it's Natty Ngwenya very much in the ascendancy here against his young, inexperienced opponent in Faz Farrell. But Farrell, as we said, is coming at his man. He's not going to give 1 quarter here to the more experienced opponent. Both men just exchanging their body punches there. Back onto the ropes again, but Farrell, who has a slight height advantage, I think, from where we're sitting anyway.
Faz has really come out this round and really tried taking it to him, throwing some more bent arm shots in here. Natty with all the little tricks of the trade. Faz is going to try and get round him. He'll just learn from it all and it'll be a great experience.
Yeah, exactly what you said there, Robbie, backing up on that. But Faz is holding a real good account of himself. And, you know, he's going out fighting. He's going to fight till the end, and it's good. But there again, you see Natty switching to southpaw, and he's throwing in shots from different angles. And they're tricky to get a very good jab, Natty, and a very strong jab at that.
So difficult, really, for Farrell. And Ngwenya senses he's got a chance here to finish it. Halfway through this final round here. And
Faz done well to keep his head there. Natty tried to show off a little bit. Inexperienced boxers might try and take that and try and copy him, but Faz kept his head and he's trying to keep to his boxing. Natty's coming on strong with a minute, but Faz is still there fighting, doing well.
The referee just having a word with both boxers. He wants them to finish it nice and clean.
And we've got
It's
just
a
over a minute
good bout
left.
to finish the night.
Just over a minute to go here in this final contest. Farrell comes at Ngwenya again, but
it's great
Ngwenya
left hook there from Natty.
Oh, and he got him again.
As I said all the time so far, with this weight, it could be that one punch. If Faz can get that up over the top, landing flush on Natty's chin.
It's really got the crowd going for this final bout. But the way Ngwenya switches his movement. Ray Morley just stepping in once more and just reminding Farrell to stick to the Queensberry rules.
Natty Ngwenya landing some lovely clean shots before. He's just looking to land the cleanest shots and finish strong. Both men. Faz is going to go for it here though. The
Final 10 seconds.
Natty's looking for the clean work.
And the referee just pulling them apart. It was just getting a bit flaily. And that actually is the end of the contest. Yep. The
emotions right.
We never even heard the bell.
Emotions high there towards the end, but you know, it's boxing. It is a fighting sport. It happens. I'm sure both men will shake hands at the end.
Of course they will. But that was a terrific contest again, and you know, real quality there from the Army man, from Natty Ngwenya. But all credit to Faz Farrell for the way he put up his opponent there. And Ngwenya taking the applause of the Army supporters. A real bit of needle at the end of this this competition tonight.
The atmosphere has been
But
brilliant
great mates,
tonight.
yeah, amazing. It's been an extraordinary evening, it really has.
Both men showing good sportsmanship there. Once the dust is settled, it's all good.
Let's hear the verdict, shall we? Which will be given by our Master of Ceremonies, Ronnie Barker. Well, we knew it was coming. He deserved it. And for Natty Ngwenya, after so long away, several months away, as we said, being a soldier, doing what he's trained to do in his Carter course, he'll be absolutely delighted with that, Ches, to come back into the ring, you know, so soon after his training, to back in the ring and getting a win like that.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. You know, Natty obviously had the experience on his opponent there, but still, after a good 6 months out of the gym, away doing junior Brecon, he had to come back, cut weight. It's not so much the fitness that you lose after a bit of time like that, it's your timing and your reactions. You have to get back, you have to get your eye back in, if that makes sense. But Natty showed there, he has got his eye back in. He's had a lot of sparring, even though it has been a bit of a fast track for this, still no stone has been unturned. He just not had the full season to prep.
And Robbie, from Faz's point of view, Faz Farrell, I mean, that was a terrific learning curve for him tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course. Natty's had about four times about bouts of Faz, and he was in there till the end. He didn't have a shout for the win, but he boxed really well, and he's probably learned a lot of little tricks that Natty was teaching him tonight. He'll go away from this, watch it over, and the little tricks that Natty was doing on the inside, tying him up and stuff, Faz can learn from that, and he'll be able to take that, and next year he'll be able to come on strong and then try and implement that himself. I mean, that ability to switch stances, from southpaw is an incredibly difficult quality to have, isn't it? It's really difficult to be able to put that into practice.
I think it's because me and Natty both do it, and I think it's because both of us have boxed up a super heavyweight against men that have been considerably a lot bigger and heavier than us. You have to turn up the skill a bit and make yourself as awkward and hard to hit as possible. So that's where I developed my switching style from. And Natty himself, he came down from super heavyweight to heavyweight, and it's the same with him. He's a skillful switch hitter, but can also pack a punch.
Indeed. Well, in a moment we're going to have the final set of interviews, of course, which will be with the two boxers, and then we will have the presentation in the ring here, which hopefully you'll stick around for this evening to watch the end of what has been a terrific evening of boxing, which we hope that you have enjoyed here on Forces Network tonight. And it's not the end of our live sport as well. We've got a very special game of rugby to show you on Saturday afternoon over at Gloucester. Hopefully I'll tell you a bit more about that in a few minutes' time, and we'll also be back with live coverage of the Inter-Services rugby from the Twickenham Stoop a week on Friday as well, with the Royal Navy against the Royal Air Force. That's all to come here, but for the here and now, let's go over to Kath, who is talking to the two boxers.
Well, congratulations, boys. I mean, a fitting fight to end the evening. Faz, if you look at your fight card, not only about a quarter of what the number of fight Natty's done, so you can learn a lot from that.
Yeah, this fight was, it's a great experience for me to fight someone like Natty, who's been in the game for a very long time, for years. I think you've had how many fights you've had? 51. So for me, I've had 13 fights. It's a great experience for me. Just to get, to get in the ring with a lad who's had that many fights. It's all learned, all experience.
And you feel you did yourself justice there. And the heavyweight, the last game of the last bout of the night is always a one to watch.
Yeah, definitely always a one to watch. The crowd were amazing, also the gloves were thrown, everyone's cheering and going mental, so it's fantastic.
And Natty, what have you got to say about your opponent?
It was game, first of all. I respect anyone who set through them rocks. It takes quite a man and a woman to do sort of thing, and he gave me a run for my money tonight, I ain't gonna lie.
And I know that this seals the deal for the Army. Quite fitting that you should end it as you're such a stalwart for the Army team.
Sorry, say that again.
Fitting that you should end for the Army team winning tonight as you're such a stalwart for the team.
Yeah, I think us winning it 34 years in a run was getting a little bit dull, so us losing it last year gave us some motivation to come back and reclaim what was ours. I think people will look back in years and say, rather than the 34-year-old victory, losing it and winning it back again, I think it's a great comeback story for anyone that's been involved this year and last year with the boxing team.
I agree, but I think one of the greatest things about tonight, and perhaps what's shown in the last 2 years, is the fact that it's now truly an inter-services competition with all three teams turning up.
Yeah, most definitely. Shout out to the RAF as well. They've done very well. Most of the time they don't even enter the competition, but this year it was quite big, and most of the boxers are stepping up their game, in which is what boxing is all about. It's being competitive.
proud to be part of the Navy boxing and proud to be here fighting tonight first.
Yeah, very proud. I've come a long way with the Royal Navy boxing, so shout out to them. You know, I was a novice a year ago, and now look where I am now, fighting lads like that. So yeah, it's fantastic.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much, and thank you for finishing off such a superb night of boxing. Thank you. Congratulations.
Well, two fine sportsmen showing their mutual respect for each other at the end of what's been an amazing evening here in Portsmouth. As Natia Ngwenya leaves the stage. We're going to have all the boxers coming back into the ring now to receive the applause of the crowd who are left. We haven't got a full house here left by any means, which is the normal state of affairs at an event like this. But those who are left are going to see the Army being reunited with the trophy that was theirs for 34 years. The Navy took it back. Robbie, I'm sure that, you know, you're pretty disappointed about the fact that you've only held it for 1 year, but there's a lot of positives to be able to take from some of the performances that you've seen from your men tonight.
Yeah, of course, it's been competitive for the last couple of years, and we've had a real good go at it. There's been a big turnaround of personnel with the Navy and Marine squad. We're going to be disappointed, but we knew tonight that it was going to be a very tough order to retain the title. It's all a big learning curve now and big build-up for the next season. And hopefully next season the team will get stronger, recruit a couple more lads in, and then people like Faz in that last bout, he's had a taste of it now. And with Kieran Chapman early on, it wasn't a competitive bout, the competition bouts, but he was here, he's on this show, and hopefully he'll want to be here in the future, and it will give the lads the hunger to get in and do it themselves again.
And we must also, you know, not discount the RAF, because they are getting better and better. I mean, that could easily have been 3 titles for the RAF again tonight. So close.
Yeah, of course, like we said all along, the RAF will only enter lads really who are actually in the Eastern. They're not going to just chuck any numbers in just to fill spaces. All their lads tonight, even Brad, who was on the right end of the decision, they're all amazing, and hopefully in the future they'll have a bigger, better squad who will be able to compete, and maybe we might see their name on a trophy one day.
So just the presentations being made now for the outstanding boxers of the night, which is being announced by Ronnie Barker. And the most gallant boxer, probably no surprise. Well, actually, it could have been very, very close, actually, thinking about it, because there were so many good bouts to choose from. You know, the Brad Chapman and Peter Love fight was absolutely outstanding. We also really enjoyed the Josh Plummer, Brad Axe, but Toby Osmond of the Royal Marines, Carnell Brown of the Army. Toby receiving his award for the most gallant boxer of the night.
It's quite a bitter trophy to take, really. It's always nice to receive the recognition for being a gallant boxer. However, I bet he'd rather have that winner's one around him.
And that's going to mean so much to him, Ches, isn't it? Because, you know, this is his, you know, he's early on in his career, but to get this tonight, fantastic for him.
Just to get the, to be Combined Services champion is a massive honour in itself. So to get best boxer of the night, Carnell is going to be absolutely over the moon. And what a confidence booster for him going into the ABAs.
That's right. We should also, you know, we really should say that every single one of the winners tonight does go forward to the ABA Championships. And that in itself is a terrific prize to have, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, because now they're going through, they're going to be boxing in the England Elite ABA Championships for all the winners tonight. They'll be going through to the pre-quarterfinals or the quarterfinals, and they're going to be boxing against all the other regional champions. And it's going to get even tastier and even more elite.
So the Army are the Inter-Services champions, and they are going to receive the trophy And it's really nice that Alana Nihel is up there as well and Ches just going over there to photograph it for the family album. Of course, Alana being the captain of the Army boxing team, and she will be the one who'll be presented with the trophy. What an absolute honour for her and for Ches, obviously, who's just disappeared to take the pictures, and quite rightly too. Just for a change, not having all this taking place in the ring, which is actually quite a good idea in a way, because it does allow, there's a lot of space here in the Nelson gym, and look at that. Just delighted to have that trophy back again. But it was great while it lasted, and Robbie, I know you'll be absolutely desperate to get it back again, and you won't want another 35 years to go by before the Navy holds that trophy once again.
It's been growing over the years, the Navy squad, and like we say, this year was all about building. We got a lot of lads coming through, and with the coaching work and all the team ethic and everything we've got going, there's a good chance that we'll have our name back on that trophy soon.
Okay, Kath is going to be speaking then right now, I think, to Alana, who has that trophy in her hands.
Alana, a really, really proud moment for you.
Yes, as team captain and first female team captain to captain the Army boxing team, the fact that it's my second season, we lost it last year in the Army gym where we both train, and the fact we came back to the naval base and actually won it and done it back, it's brilliant. So yes, Team Army! Woo!
I mean, it was a really good showcase of all our Army boxing and RAF boxing and Royal Navy boxing, and you as a boxer must be so proud of that across the military.
Oh yeah, you know, the guys in there tonight performed like brilliant, you know, the boxing itself, they got the crowd going, like fair play to all the lads, you know, they done brilliant, the RAF, Navy and of course the Army. But yeah, I'm super proud, you know, hopefully in a few years time they'll have us women boxing in there too for this trophy.
I really hope that happens. And any highlights for you? Any bits as a boxer that you saw tonight that were just, you know, award-winning?
Pete Love he was stand out for me tonight. You know, I thought he was unlucky, but he done brilliant. You know, and I'm just really proud. And Josh Plummer boxed amazing. You know, a few lads tonight made their first step up to elite for the ABT. Cornell Brown, as to say, he done brilliant. So yeah, I'm just really pleased that we actually got a trophy. We all performed well. You know. Even for the ones that lost, the performance was there. So yeah, it's just amazing.
And there were a few, obviously, because of the walkovers, there were a few that didn't get to box, but they didn't train any less. They trained just as hard as everybody else.
Yeah, and then the lads that got through to the ABAs, they're in next week. You know, it's going. The hard work doesn't stop. The hard work continues, and the fact we've got 3 more lads.
I think that's all we need to hear from now. Let's hand back to John.
Well, that's just about it from us here then tonight in Portsmouth. I'd just like to say a huge thank you to Kath Brazier, who was asking the questions tonight of the boxers, and also to my co-commentators here this evening, Robbie Matthews and Ches Nihel, for their expert assessments of the boxing. Most of all, though, thank you so much for joining us here live in Portsmouth tonight. I'm sure you'd agree it's been an absolutely outstanding evening of forces boxing at its very, very, very best.